combatants. So right now, you're being aggressive, right? So you're violating my Third Amendment right because I'm quartering with an enemy combatant.
It is what it is. We're all sick from disinformation. We all live for twisted sensations. Kids are safe, but too well behaved to feel. Never heal with the fakes. Go make something real. If what you've always believed it was not considered treason. Business will be moving right and usually no meaning. Take it or leave it, the way you see it is the end result. Angels and demons.
What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. How's everyone today? There's a link if anyone wants to come up. What's up, May? What's up, Cheryl? For you, I watched a Josh video and now I have a headache. Yeah, that tends to happen. I usually try and have a whole bottle of ibuprofen handy when I have to watch a Josh video. And unfortunately, I watch a bunch of them. So yeah, I go through a lot of ibuprofen, it seems. How's everyone doing? So yeah, Josh is going to be next week. Next week everyone's finally going to get to voice their opinion on Josh. Now I'm thinking, should we keep it the format it is, or with Josh, since it's such a big one, you think we should do it live, like a live version of it, just because I'm sure there's going to be so many comments, and I'm sure everyone will want to say something. I'm thinking we should do it live for a Josh one. What do you guys think? Oh, you're welcome, Steve. Glad you enjoy it. What's up, Mass Accountability? What's up, Johnny D? There is always drama with them. Did you guys happen to see picture? Patty is going around with News Now Houston and Auditing America. Those three are out together. Interesting combination. What's up, Biff? What's up, Joe? Provo, Utah. Oh, Utah, nice. What's up, Jeff? Yeah, so I saw the picture and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And of course, Auditing America's got his little, I'm serious look down with a little peace sign like, yeah, money, baby. Get the hell out of here in Selma. Beverly and Salem police hate you, Tom Matson. Why do they hate Tom Matson? What did Tom Matson do? What's up, Taco? How you doing? Yeah, so I just want to come on, do a little open panel, see if anyone was willing to talk about whatever. It don't matter to me. But yeah, like one of the main things I've seen this week, Furry Potato still doing the whole, bull crap. And then in a wheelchair now or something? It's being completely stupid. Patty's palling around with Auditing America, which I guess Auditing America's back. I guess maybe he was filming out with them for a day. But interesting to see what happens. What do you guys think? Do you think Patty's going to attempt to be like Anselmo, or do you think it's going to be the other way around? Is Anselmo going to act like Patty, or are they both going to channel their inner David and be like News Now Houston? Their styles just don't seem to correlate right. You know what I mean? Like when Patty's around News Now Houston, he's a little calmer, right? But Anselmo's just not calm like at all, hardly ever. It's going to be interesting to see how their styles mesh together when they do their audits. If they did any audits when he was out there or not, which I'm sure they did. Yes, Biff. I have checked out Silence Boy. He's a trip. He's one of the auditors that likes to talk to cops when they're on their break or something. He went into a subway one time. Recently he's been palling around in LA, like on Rodeo Drive, just bothering people, just shopping and stuff like that. And apparently he thinks it's all so funny and you have to do what I do because this is blah blah blah. Just dude, shut up, shut your face, cat. There's a Tom here. Why do everyone keeps talking about Tom? I don't see a comment from Tom. Yeah, I don't see one comment from Tom, and everyone keeps talking about a Tom. Am I like missing something here? Oh, mass accountability must be Tom. Okay, and that makes more sense now. Oh, it's okay. We're just getting started, Maggie. It's just getting started. Yeah, but I can't. I actually can't. I can't stand Silence Boy. He's one of the ones that. But the one thing I will say with Silence Boy, when it comes to other frauditors, at least he doesn't go around and he doesn't like pimp out his freaking um, PayPal. I don't think I've ever seen him say, "Hey, support me on PayPal." I don't ever see him doing something like that. I can say that. Now, that's about the only good thing I will say about Silent Boy is that he doesn't pimp out his PayPal. Everything else is absolutely rubbish about him. What's up, Joe Cool? I just got here, so it's not me. Yeah, so another thing I want to talk about is with all these California fires and COVID going on around. Um, we've been having a lot of issues here in California with keeping the fires at bay, and a lot of that has to do with COVID. Now, with COVID-19, we've got the because normally what they'll do is when there's a big forest fire or brush fire or whatever, they usually get prisoners from a prison to go out and help fight the fires. But with COVID going on, there are none of those crews going out to help with the fires anymore. So they don't have nearly as much manpower as they would normally have during such a huge fire that's going on around here, and COVID has a lot to do with that. Um, it's just one of those things, man. It's like COVID is just affecting everything. I mean, especially with everything going on, it's helping keep the fires out there because they don't have nearly the manpower that they would normally have during a normal fire because prisoners aren't able to go out because of COVID restrictions. And then of course you got people being released from prison early. It's not help. COVID is definitely not helping our criminal justice system, and it's also just not helping with other crises that are going on. Because I mean, we're in the summertime, and every summer here in California, there's forest fires. It's just the way it goes here. Like in Texas, you got tornadoes. Florida, hurricane season. California, wildfire season. And just especially how hot it's been lately. PayPal to keep me supplied with tacos all the time. It's just like it's just it's one of those frustrating things because it's like and I think that's why I get really upset when people try and say COVID's not real. It's like, are you kidding me? It's not just people dying. It's affecting other ways of life as well. You know, it's just like it's frustrating for people, and then their points are, oh, you just don't believe everything the media says. Well, no shit. We all know. Don't trust what the media says all the time. You got to take what they say with a grain of salt. But that's no reason to think that the freaking COVID's not real. Come on now, that's just ridiculous. GM did a quick video last night saying that people were setting the fires on purpose. I don't know. What, in California? I doubt in California, man. Every year, California goes through the wildfires, man. It's just the trees out there, and the rising temperatures. We have fire wildfires always, and sometimes they get really bad. Like this year, they got really bad. And the reason it's got really bad is because they weren't able to stop it quick enough because they don't have the manpower to take care of them right now because they can't get prison crews to come out there and fix them. But no, wildfires are it's just if you live in California, you know about the wildfires. Our air quality is just now getting a little better here. They've caught a few arsonists in Oregon, so maybe some of them are. I'm gonna go ahead and post this up in case somebody wants to come on up. Joe, if you want to come up, or Mass Accountability, or whoever, Come on up. We can have a little chat. I wouldn't doubt it. Some people are doing that. What's your thoughts on the reports that BLM or Antifa helped start some of the fires? Uh, I don't know, man. Like, I guess it could be. I haven't really seen any proof to say that, but I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to do something like that. Honestly, I really wouldn't.
Hey,
What's
bro,
up,
how you doing?
Joe?
I'm
Not bad.
good.
How are you?
I'm good. And first of all, that shit with the COVID affecting the fires, I would have never thought of that. Very good. And I got to tell you, I'm a little bit in my feels today. I guess I can talk about this. It was all on the fucking internet. But yesterday, Jeff was getting beat up for doing another fundraiser. And I went up there and got my ass so off for like 3 hours to support dude and all of that shit. And I'm in my feelings because wherever, it's always, 50, 80 people in there, where the rest. I think last KJ started the fire.
That was a good one, Taka.
I'm gonna let my feels. Where are my friends? I've had a few friends, be like, "Good job, thanks for standing up." But the guy himself hasn't called and said thank you. I'm a little in my feels this morning, Kenny. I'm not normally like this.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
usually happy more beginning to end. I think I'm depressed. I don't know nothing about depression. I'm usually happy from the moment I wake up till I go to sleep. I try to do the best for other people. I'm fucking moody today. I'm not snapping on people, but I really feel sad. It's weird.
Well,
All right.
let's try and get some calm going. See if we can help you feel a little better, Joe. Now, what do you think? I was asked about this. What do you think? Do you think BLM and Antifa are having something to do with some of these fires?
Undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. I shouldn't say undoubtedly. That's wrong of me. But I believe a lot of their agenda, and I'm not talking about the protests. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to BLM, most of the people, those 80% of those crowds are white people. Most of us out there, no, we'd never be. I know we'd never even consider shit like that. But I believe, I want to say undoubtedly that these guys want to hasten whatever it is to come. They're willing to break a window, set a fire, whatever it is, to hijack my cause. Even though I hijacked it from them, you may be the original Black Lives Matter shit, but we took that. It's now about the government. It ain't about a white dude shooting a black. We took that movement. We're going to change the structure of the government. I don't know. I'm digressing, Kenny. I'm weird.
Yeah, well, no, that's the thing. I think you're right in to think that more than likely there are some fires that they did have something to do with it. Because, I mean, you brought up a good point is they're going around busting windows and all that. I mean, you see pictures all over the place of men with umbrellas and masks and suits going up and just, I mean, breaking windows. People are confronting them and stuff like that. So, I mean,
we at the protest, we battle those guys. Yeah. You can see them because they're covered head to toe, their faces, blah, blah, blah. And we give them shit. The minute they go in on a cop, we surround them. One time, I think it's probably still on video, we started doing they were trying to get a cop shit and start something. We surrounded them, broke in between him and the cops, and everybody started singing, hey, goodbye. Nah, until he left. He threw his hands up, literally, and walked, and we escorted him out the crowd. That's the way we've been doing.
Yeah. Now, here we go. Cheryl says, I don't believe the true BLM is starting the fires, but I also don't believe the true BLM are working with Antifa. I think you're right. I think it's opportunists that are, and maybe plants in the BLM movement itself, because the BLM movement and Antifa they don't have similar agendas at all. Antifa's more about
sitting down. No chance they're sitting down making plans together. No chance.
No, I don't believe in that. Now, I do believe that there are people within the movement that are looking to undermine each side of the movement. So they're like, well, hold on. If one side's working with the other, then, that kind of devalues what the movement is doing. And, so I definitely see. And then, of course, just like in, I was reading this story the other day when, back in the day when they had the sleeping illness was sweeping through England, right? And the king left because he didn't want to get sleep illness. All of a sudden, people started rioting in the streets just because the king left. There are opportunities all the time, everywhere, no matter what age you are in. So go ahead.
Confucius had a good saying: if the government itself didn't desire a thing, you couldn't give it away to the people. And I draw a parallel to what you just said. When the king left, it signaled to people, which is why I have a problem with Trump. And by the way, I wanted Trump to become president and all that shit. But when he says things, the China virus, those big-legged Hispanic Mexicans, when he says shit, those Muslim terrorists, whatever, those things, people follow him. I really hate when he opened his mouth. I wouldn't have such an ill about his policies and shit that I debate, but when he opened his mouth, it's scary. He doesn't mind, maybe he understands. I'm about to say he doesn't mind, but I think he's smart enough to know that he is rallying a certain type of people who feed on divisiveness when he says, things like that. And I'm trying to bring everyone together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now I could be brought up a good point. So you also have anarchists that are not with anyone; they just hate the government. Yeah, that's absolutely true. There are people everywhere that they just hate the government. They just want to see this government fall and a new government rise, or maybe no government at all. Who knows what they think? Maybe it's
I'm one of they. I need the government to change. I need it bad because I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. I've been here since my life. I go out of town. I'm called nigger and whole life. Since I was a kid. As a kid, you get that when you stray away from your parents, somebody is gonna call you a nigger and shit. I'm tired of it.
Well, where would you like to see what would you like to see the government to change to? Are you against the whole capitalist government we have, or what type of government would you like to see in a perfect world? What government would you like to see take over and step up?
I would need it just. I would need quick redress. If it says the law and the Constitution, I can't have it taking years and $100,000 to fix. I need it to change. I need someone to go in with the Constitution and say, look, the law you have or the law these people came up with breaks this, do something about it. In the 7 days, I need to get a letter saying we took care of that, and I'd be happy with those guys. But I need a government because if we tore it down, we come up with police. We come up with the same fucking ideas, right? I just need it to be equal. I need it to not be okay for a nigga to get $200 for a ticket. I need, simple shit, I think. I can't have it with my employees when you pay their salary held unaccountable. I can't have my politicians being entrenched for a lifetime and then, have some cigarette company offer them a $30 million a year job when they're done. And then they suddenly start siding with the tobacco company and already have a $30 million job. These things cannot go on.
No, I agree with you. I'm definitely for term limits. A lot of countries actually have term limits. The ones that tend to not to are the ones where one person is like in charge of the whole society for like 20, 30, 40 years. It's almost like a monarchy.
That Putin
it's almost
right?
like not only that, but also in China, the way it's going too with
China,
they still
Korea.
they're one of the last communist nations still around in society. China and North Korea.
I don't know if people know how brutal China is. Chinese are not disrespecting the whole country, but the leadership over there are locking up all of their Muslims, putting them in concentration camps. They've made any protester who disobeys police order, that's life in prison. They do weird shit over there.
I just saw an article where some college football or basketball player just got released from China. I didn't really look up to see why he got locked up, but he just got released. And he said they treated him really good there. He said he didn't have an issue. I've heard some horror stories from people that are locked up in North Korea or China. It's surprising to hear him say they didn't treat him that bad.
It is. Which one, from China you were saying? Not North Korea, right?
Yeah, it was China. No, he was locked up in China for, I think since January. He just got out like last month, I think. And yeah, he said they didn't treat him bad. He said he lost weight because he had the all rice diet. But he said it wasn't that bad. That surprised the hell out of me.
That is interesting. I'm glad to see that because I've seen these where journalists have disappeared, not returned to their family in years. Someone believe they're dead, that type of shit. So I'm glad to hear that, somebody says that. That's the first time I heard that, and I'm glad you just shared that with me.
And did you also hear about the? It was actual a Chinese news reporter reported something bad about the government. She got disappeared. She was ghosted, and she was gone for like years. And she showed up, and all of a sudden it was. I guess they called it a reprogramming or retraining. They pretty
Yeah,
much now she ain't got
yeah.
nothing bad to say about the government. I was
Are
like,
you
damn, they
aware?
don't
Are you
play. They don't
are
play.
you are you aware that this might be a little bit conspiratorial, but stick with me when they came up with the FEMA camps and stuff and all that bullshit that was going on a couple years ago. They were saying that the FEMA camps were started for foreigners, and that and then the documents, the FBI documents came out. How do you put a nigga in those camps, in those concentration camps? You do it by name and social security number. And so I was like, wait,
Joe,
only us have a social
Joe,
security number. So
Joe.
yeah.
If I could, could you please not use that word at least on my panel? That'll be okay because
The
I'm
N
not
word.
I'm not okay. Yeah, I'm not okay with it.
This is probably gonna break us, and I love you, bro. You might fucking new shit, you and somebody else.
Oh no, I mean
That's
we can
like
still
saying.
chat. Just
I mean, that's like
just
saying stop saying the. It may, it's really, and I
well,
mean no disrespect or.
I understand like it's something, but if you could just I don't know, just try. I mean, obviously shit's gonna
It's
slip.
worth it. I want to be friends with you. It's worth it. I'll give it a shot. But
All
please
right.
be patient. Um,
Yeah, no problem.
uh,
May said
the
it was for bar fighting in China. Damn, locked up for
uh,
months for bar fighting. God.
That's heavy. That's heavy. But before I lose the thing here, so I examined the files, and it came out with 3 or 4 different levels of the people you put in those camps, and the highest level had retrained the cast. Who anyone their description was anyone who quotes the Constitution immediately goes to level 4. It was level 3 or 4. I think it was level 4. And they have to be retrained, and they're hiring psychologists and different people who are good at this, and they are not to let them out until they're retrained, like the girl you were just talking about. They're going to institute that Chinese shit here in America.
Really?
Yes.
Oh
And
no, that
listen,
sounds.
they had already, right before COVID, check this out, those camps that had been sitting empty, they started hiring employees. They went to the military and told them what was going on. Some guy, he's a good guy, so he put his phone. He couldn't believe the shit he was hearing, and he recorded it and he put the shit on YouTube. And they told them all the shit they were gonna have to do. They're gonna have to go against their own people, and the FBI were gonna take all their guns and shit. And again, I fucking just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Now. But if you look at it like not just America, but just countries in general, it seems like they get that type of mentality to round people up, especially in a time of war. I mean, look at when we had a war with Afghanistan. Look at all the hate that was put towards Afghanis and Iraqis, or you go
Muslims
back
in
to
general,
yeah,
Japanese, right? The internment camps. That was
and World War II.
brutal.
Absolutely. So I mean, it's not just America. It's just a history of that in the world. Period. If somebody attacks you, you don't care. You just hate that people in general, and I wish we could get away from that because it's not the way it is. Because
Trump
not
did
every
that.
single. Yeah, I mean, and
Yeah.
I mean, I walk down street, and go into a store, and you see a mini mart that's open that and you have some Muslims that are working in there, and they have a "We support BLM" sign, so people don't go in and try and freaking take their shit. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, I mean, it's like, wow, they
Yeah.
shouldn't have to worry about that sort of thing.
I
It's
agree. I try to
ridiculous.
support them, and in our neighborhood, the Arabs are the ones who seem to get along with us more. When the city burned, I couldn't go get a cricket phone. I couldn't go do so much shit, clothing stores. But those Arab stores in our neighborhoods, I come out the next day to every fucking block. The buildings are burned, but those stores were still standing. And I went in those stores and say, look at you. You cultivated this relationship. You didn't have to put a sign. You didn't have to have someone standing outside us because you treat this community well. That you were able to, survive and pull that off. And Trump did that, the same thing that he was like, well, we got some Muslim terrorists. And until we figured out no Muslim was allowed in the country, I thought, that's brutal. Don't do that. Don't do
That was
that.
pretty ridiculous. That's
Yeah.
one of the things I didn't agree with what he did. There's some things I did agree with what he did, but that one was
Me,
just I thought that was a bit too much.
me too. Even with this COVID shit, I'm not against him on a lot of this COVID shit, man. I know people hate him for a million reasons, but let's get credit where credit is due, man. He does good things as well. He's like everyone else in that aspect. In that respect.
Yeah, just it just goes to it really just goes to fear, and and you also got to
Ooh,
look
he
at. Go ahead.
was gonna say, I think you're right, and again, I hate to keep bringing up Trump because I don't even believe in Democrat versus Republican. But that's another thing. He plays that better. Now, let me turn this radio down. He plays that better than anyone I know. He knows how to stoke fear, play on fear, and get motherfuckers, to hate an entire group of people or whatever. Like now his thing is, if you vote for Biden, a bunch of lowlifes will fill the suburbs. Fear. A lot of politicians do that, so he's not
Yeah,
alone
yeah,
in
it's
that.
not just him. It's across the board. It's Republican, Democrat, Green Party, Tea
Oh, by
Party,
the way,
Me Party,
I just
whatever party you're
I
in. It's politicians in
I
general.
I painted this room, hung the pictures and all of that shit.
I like that color.
My man, my buddies on the internet like your color choice, man. Says thank you. All right, my boss is there. I got to get back to work. Love,
All
King.
right, man. All right, so yeah, so that's fun. If anyone else wants to come on, what's up, Murphy? I'm doing good. Go ahead and put the link back up. Anyone wants to come on up? Yeah, so just we're not really discussing a whole lot anything. Whatever you guys want to come up and talk about, it's all to the good. Biden's been around for 100 years and hasn't done anything. I recently saw some like old pictures of him, and he doesn't look that much different. And yeah, he's been embroiled in a bunch of crap since he's been in office. Honestly, so yeah. And for anyone that coming in, I wonder if anyone saw the picture with AF, not AFA. Why do I keep saying AFA? Auditing America, Patty, and News out of Houston. My question is to you guys: what's going to happen? Is Patty going to try and be like AFA? I mean, Auditing America, or is Auditing America going to try and be like Patty? Or are they both going to try and be like Earl? What do you guys think? Because they're going to post some audits together, and I'm curious what those audits are going to be like. What do you guys think? Comfort Doll, May, what do you guys think? And I put the link up there for anyone that wants to come on in. Come on, guys. Don't leave me up here. Patty will film AA. Oh, so you think Patty's not even going to do any audits? He'll just let AA do all the talking. But isn't AA usually the glorified cameraman in these settings? Or are they both going to just film Earl? Maybe they'll both film Earl. Oh, all right. Come on up. Let me go ahead and put the link up there. Maybe you need it again. There we go. I did not see it. I'm gonna have to watch it again. I'm gonna have to watch it. I threw up in my mouth when I saw that pic. It was a trick because like Patty was just sitting there, like no Patty normally sits, and A of course was doing his little I got my glasses on, I'm cool sort of thing. Earl is irrelevant. What's going on, man?
Uh,
So what's with the name change?
oh, I don't know. I just wanted a less aggressive name. So,
So police. So okay. So in the police de-escalation. Okay. Yeah, everyone I said extortion. I told people I was going to talk to extortion watchers. Paulie was like, "Oh, he's just saying auditors are extortion watchers." I'm like, no, he's actually an auditor. He thinks I hate auditors altogether, which is amazing. It's like,
well, a lot
damn.
of people think I'm a bootlicking or I'm a cop loving channel. They always like I think as El Sancho once said, I look like a bootlicking channel is what he told me. Exact words. I'm not sure if it's El Sancho or someone
Could have
in
been,
Master, but it was on your guys' side that told me that.
huh? No, if they see your audits, man, when you're with certain auditors, man, you get kind of You get
Yeah,
very fraudity sometimes.
I think it's influenced. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. So so when you are going out with a different auditor, do you feel you have to keep up with them? Is that what's going through your mind, or it just do you even notice when it's happening, or what?
Well, it's just, I'm not just gonna, I mean, like, it's just like a weird situation because, they're auditing, if they're doing something, I mean, I guess I just went along with it. I mean, I'm guilty of that.
Mm.
Um,
But do you feel like influenced to perform the way they're performing, or what?
yeah, in
Like
a
peer
way.
pressure sort of thing. So like kind of
Yeah,
like peer
peer
pressure.
pressure. Yeah, in a way. Yeah, I
Uh
do
huh.
feel like that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You're just
Okay.
in the
That's
moment.
interesting. That's interesting. Okay. So, well, what are some things like? Now, do you when you're in the moment you're doing it, do you notice it, or do you notice it after you're editing it and putting it together? When do you notice like, ooh, maybe I went a little too far here?
Usually, I do go home and I do look at it. Um,
Mhm.
I do see what I did and everything, how I looked, and then I already assume what the comments are going to say. I mean, there's a variety of comments on some of them, I mean, like just saying
Mhm.
different things, telling me I don't agree with this. Like, on the security one, I had some comments saying, if I have to yell, it's my First Amendment. I shouldn't be doing auditing in the first place. If I have to yell at them, I should just remain
Okay.
calm.
Okay. No name, no name. What's up? Welcome. It's your first time on panel. Welcome.
Hello, yeah, I just found your channel.
Oh well, I'm glad you found it then. I've seen you on El Sancho's channel before.
Yep, I get around.
Cool. All right. So how are you doing today?
Okay.
Good. This is police de-escalation. He is an auditor, but he is one of the few auditors that actually enjoys some of the that has a brain of his own and has some free thinking. He looks at both sides. He'll say, "Hey, you guys are wrong" to us, but he'll also say, "Hey, you guys are wrong" to auditors too. I give him kudos for that because not many auditors do that at all.
Mhm.
So, what's on your mind, No Name? How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Just trying to stay away from all the auditor drama. Seems like there's a lot going on.
Well, yeah, there usually is. I haven't heard any too much drama. Not that
Oh,
I've.
I got good news though. Eric Brandt's motion this morning was good. So they decided to not revoke his bond. Hooray! Another
Oh,
day on
all right.
Eric.
Oh, okay. Uh, they decided not to revoke his bond.
That's right.
Okay, I haven't been following a whole lot of what's been going on with him. So, what can you like give me a brief rundown?
Well, I think this one was they were trying to violate him on the bond because someone recorded the public court thing and put it on the web.
Okay, and they're trying to violate it because of that.
Yeah. And it doesn't even sound like he's the one that put it on the web.
Hmm.
And it's public anyway. So what? They're just
Yeah.
trying to hem him up.
And I'm just gonna say, Eric knows what he's doing. I mean, he really researches this stuff. And that's one thing I have to say about Eric. There's not a whole lot of auditors who research as much as Eric does. He's pretty smart when it comes to law.
He does a lot of research. So does Justin Pulliam. He does a lot of
Mhm.
research too. He digs really deep into. Got a hard on for the whole thing that's going on in Leon Valley. He will not let that shit go.
Oh yeah, Leon Valley corruption. Oh, I wonder how many of us follow that like a soap opera.
Yeah, that's it started before I really started watching auditing, but I know all about it and I've seen all the videos and I have to say like one of the videos from the Mexican Padilla video where he got arrested. I have to say he wasn't wrong on that one. He could have left, and he really escalated that situation into a point where it didn't need to be.
Wasn't he in a public lobby though?
No, he went behind opened the door. He was where he shouldn't have been.
Oh.
Now, true, the lady did say she thinks he can go back there, but when the chief comes out and says you can't be back here, you got to leave, instead of just keep talking your shit. If the chief tells you or someone in power tells you got to leave, hey, maybe just leave. But he didn't do that, so he caused a big situation that needed to be escalated at all.
Mhm.
At least that's my 2 cents on that.
Well,
Now,
you're in a restricted area, then.
well, yeah, I mean, and now, yeah, maybe he did go by a lady, and he said, "Can I go back there?" She said, "Uh huh," and so he went back there. If he could have explained that to them and say, "Hey, okay, I'm sorry," or "Hey, don't tell me what to do, but this lady told me I could," and then leave. He didn't
Yeah,
want to
but then
budge. He didn't want to do anything.
yeah, and I take it Joe probably came up to him and told him to leave that place, didn't he? Like,
Oh yeah, you can see the video. Yeah, it gets pretty freaking bad. Um, there's a lot of things that he gave him Apple opportunity to leave too, and he just wouldn't do it.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's how I feel about that whole situation. But yeah, just a lot of stuff that goes on in Leon Valley, especially when they called that press day and they arrested all the auditors. That was interesting. There's just a lot of stuff that happened in Leon Valley that
Yeah, there's a
is
lawsuit going
questionable.
on about that.
Yeah, and they're still going on. They want the chief gone. Joe, is it Scavliago? I'm saying it wrong, aren't I?
Sub,
Some
Sabaggio.
Savaggio, okay. Yeah, they want him gone. Yeah, Mexican Padilla, he was just being obstinate. Absolutely. He could have left, and that situation could have been diffused. And he could, and only that, if he would have left, it's like he could show, look, you guys are so unorganized. I got one person telling me I can go back there and one person I can't, made them look like fools. But he ended up looking like the fool and serving time because, he was being obstinate, like May was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what did you think? Did Extortion Watcher? I mean, I'm sorry, it's gonna take me a minute.
No, you can just
What?
call me that. That's fine.
All right. So, what do you think? Did you watch the video at all? The Mexican
Padilla?
Padilla one? Yeah.
Yes, I did watch it. It was a long time ago, though. It was when I first,
Yeah.
before my first video. It was like around that time.
And when you first, what do you remember thinking when you saw it?
Well, back then I wasn't like really educated on law, so I watched him get arrested. I don't really remember all the aspects of it, but I remember Joe was there, and that resulted in an arrest, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it did.
yeah. So what do
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
of it?
Yeah. Because the first thing he said to Chief was no habla English. I mean, come on. That means he doesn't want to listen to him. He's gonna pretend like he doesn't understand what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, No Name? What did you see the video?
Maybe not that one. Mexican Padilla.
Yeah.
I've seen some of them. I know they were really mad he was in jail.
Well, yeah. They were mad he was in jail, but I mean, he earned that. I'm sorry, he earned that prison sentence he got there. He earned that shit.
He's still
He
in
could
jail.
have de-escalated that situation. No, I think he's out now.
Well, why is he
My
making
understanding,
videos?
he's out now. I think he is making videos. I think he has a new channel, maybe. Hey guys, is he still in jail? From my understanding, he got out, unless he's in for another reason now. But I know he's out for.
Well, I know
Hey,
he's
Kenny,
out for
come
that
in my
one
house until I tell you
specifically.
to leave. Hey Kenny, you can come in my house until I tell you to leave.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He's out.
North Sac Maniac. North Sac, is that Sacramento or North Sac? What? Exactly, Murphy. He earned the shit out of that one. Yeah, but you should check that out. No Name. And just because I'd like to see your opinion on it. See if he earned it, or do you think maybe because it depends on where you sit on the camp. There's other people that said the chief was a little too aggressive and all that, but I mean he was calm. In my opinion, it was Mexico Padilla that was escalating the situation from the get go. Don't touch me! Don't touch me! That sort of shit. It's like, and he was just trying to tell him, hey, you need to leave. You need to leave. He was very patient with him until we finally arrested him. There's at least a good 5, 6, 7 minutes where he's just telling him to leave. He even tells him in Spanish. I mean, it's like there was no excuse. Yep, there we go. North Sacramento right on. He was arrested, held, and convicted, with time served, released. Hurdy relocated back to LA, and the first words yelled were no touches. Okay, so the first yelled were no touches. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and put up the link for anyone that wants to come up. So what have you been up to auditing wise there, Social Watchers?
Oh, I just been chilling. I tried to go to a protest last night. There was supposed to be a
Mhm.
massive, like, nasty protest downtown. They had everything barricaded down there, so I was gonna go report down there, but nothing happened. I think it's because of the high security. Nothing happened.
Oh, okay,
So
okay, okay.
I was gonna go to a protest last night, but I guess there was none. So,
Okay, okay. So
but
no
yeah,
name,
I'm
how
not.
long you go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm not like one to post content every 2 days or something like that.
No, I noticed that you just kind of like do it whenever you do. Well, I know you're one of the few auditors that have a job and actually, doesn't do this for a living. You don't
Mhm.
you don't e-beg.
Yeah.
No name. So what got you into the whole uh 1A community? And what side would you say you fall on? Do you fall on, are you like pro all auditors, or are you like us and believe that there is good and bad in, the 1A community?
There's good and bad everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, some of them are just over the top obnoxious, trying to get in trouble. But still, free speech, protected free speech, the offensive free speech is what needs protecting. And Eric's very good at that with he's like the original happy fuck the cops guy. Um, James Friedman is, I think, the gateway drug that got me here, which I think I got to after watching. He was Think Like a Cop then, now he's Good Luck America. Rick is an ex cop. And he says both sides of the fence. Sometimes he analyzes it and says the cops did right, and sometimes he says they did wrong. And sometimes he said, well, they followed their guidelines, but I could have done it better. For
Oh yeah,
instance,
he's
that guy 7 times in the back, Rick was all over it. Good Luck America's his channel, saying that if he was there, the guy never would have made it around the hood. They had enough officers there. They should have gone hands on instead of waving their gun around saying stop, stop, stop. I mean,
Social
he had
watch.
ground before that and he got up. So yeah, one good tackle and he wouldn't have been in his vehicle getting shot.
Mur- Murphy, his name was Extortion Watchers. He changed it to Police De-escalation Unit. What is it? Police De-escalation Unit, or not
task
unit,
force.
channel, or task force. There we
Task
go.
force.
Police De-escalation Task Force is the name of his channel right now. It was Extortion Watchers, but I haven't got used to calling him by his new name yet. In fact, when he commented on one of the videos, I'm like, "Who the hell is this?" I'm like, "I don't even know this person." And I look, I'm like, "Oh, it's Extortion Watchers." Thanks, Wildman, for the super sticker. I don't know. That's a good question. Let's pose that to the panel. Why do auditors always beg for money? What do you guys think? What do you think, What do you think, Extortion Watchers?
Why do auditors always beg for money? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just think they have this like pipe dream of they get to travel all over the United States filming cops and getting paid all these big bucks to do it. And
Mhm.
I don't know. I just don't see that reality because you may be doing that. You may be making that money too, but at the same time, you're not being able to hold anybody accountable because you're always traveling. You're not able to stay in one spot and fight a certain case. You're going to plead guilty and then go on to the next town because you don't want to show up like 10 states away for court date every like month or something, you know?
Well, that I think that's the biggest thing with a lot of them is the more traveling they do, they show up in a place, they find some sort of issue, and instead of following up on it and getting some change and actually making a difference, they see it, film it, and leave. And then
Mhm.
say, and they expect everyone else to do the legwork for them. And if you guys want this change, you guys go ahead and get it done yourself, sort of thing. But they're always saying, we'll call them and make sure they get it done. Well, why don't you freaking go down there in person and make sure it's done and do it and show that you are actually uh, doing something except just filming and, just do something with it. It's easy. Um, anyway, so no name's away from the keyboard right now. AFK. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it up again for if anyone else wants to join us. Doesn't say no, you're more than welcome to. What do you think? What do you think about uh, COVID and the California? I was talking about earlier the wildfires in California. COVID's really affecting the way they're allowing themselves to be put out, because they, like in California, we like to use a lot of the prisoners to help put out the fires, and because of COVID, they're not allowed to go out and do that anymore. So it's really affecting the rate at which the fires get put out and that's why I think I've heard something like the other day, it was like something like 10 million acres have been burned so far just with this fire alone. I mean, that's unreal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's just unreal. And it's funny. And I remember as a kid, what were we told? We were told deforestation is ruining our California, or at least here in California, are ruining the forest. There's not going to be forest by the time we're adults and stuff like that, right? And then it was the other day I heard in it was a newscast. It was saying that they were asking what caused the fires. Like, well, it's the overheat and campers, and then the fact that there's too much old growth. I thought to myself, oh, wait a minute. When I was a kid, we were told there's not enough forest, but now I'm being told that there's too much forest. Which one is it? I thought that was pretty freaking ridiculous. I'm like, make up your goddamn mind. Either there's not enough forest or there's too much forest. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
It can't be both. It can't be both.
Yeah.
Ian McGuire will be holding them accountable in federal prison soon. Yeah, I noticed that. Someone posted in my on one of my comments the other day, or talking about how he got dismissed. His the gun charges got dismissed by him. He's like, okay, that's true, but he still has the harassment and the supposed mailing a dead kitten too. So
Yeah,
he's still pretty
up.
fucked. Yeah, he's still pretty fucked. Oh no, they can't get him on the gun. I think they'll be okay with everything else.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather him not be charged with the gun charges, but I mean, on the other charges, he is guilty. So,
well, yeah, he's the gun charges are done. He got acquitted of that because the guns had nothing to do with the charge, the harassment or whatever, because he didn't brandish a gun towards her. So, so that's why they were essentially pled guilty last month. All right, well, there we go.
Wait, why did they charge him for the guns? Was he a felon?
Well, no, it's because the lady had a like he couldn't get near her, so, and they were afraid that if he did, he'd bring a gun. But since when he was following her around, he didn't have a gun. It was there's no reason to think he would bring a gun and do it anyway. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And plus, they probably also thought, why push this? I mean, look what we got this for on. Just let him have that one. That's fine. That's another maybe 5-10 years, especially COVID going on now. No, just we got him on the other shit. He's good. And then apparently he just pled guilty. So yeah, he's pretty fucked.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I'm going to see any of his videos in a while.
No, I don't actually think I ever saw a new video from him. I think he was already hemmed up by the time I got into auditing.
Yeah,
so so by the time I got into it, I think he was already hemmed up and in there. And so I think one of the first videos I saw of his was early when I put together the first video I saw of him was Gary Snow making fun of him and following him around. I thought that was hilarious. That was so funny.
That was great.
That was so funny. Like, damn. And you could tell he was getting so annoyed by it, too. He was getting so annoyed, but there's nothing he could do. He kept saying, oh, yeah, that's your free speech. That's another thing. Why do you think they hate that so much, where they get so pissed off when someone else is filming them? Do you get pissed off when someone else is filming you, Extortion Watchers?
I'll admit, I got pissed off at a cop once for filming me back. But
Really?
Yeah, I did. I got pissed. It was when I was brand new. That was one of the videos I was talking about that you just shouldn't post. But yeah, I got mad at a cop for filming me back at it was like a crash site. It was a high-speed chase that it turned into a crash, and he came up and started filming me. He was like, I'm just doing some counter surveillance, and I told him, quit filming me back. You had no fucking reason to film me back. I just started getting all pissed off at him. So,
yes, Strawbird, Josh's court date is on the 17th. So, do we have any predictions? No name. What is your prediction for Josh Abrams' court date coming up on the 17th? Do you have a prediction?
Josh is going to court. They caught him for something. I don't really follow Josh because I find his tone offensive. I just don't like the way he sounds.
Okay, now this is a charge. They caught him for a lot of stuff. The charge he's going to court for on the 17th is before he got started auditing, he attempted robbery. So they have him trying to rob a few places, and so this is like I think it's like 2 years now, close to 2 years now that this has been going on, and he's just not going to court for it. And a lot of people were thinking we're not going to see Josh after the 17th. I'm more of the mind I'll believe it when I see it because every time he has court, everyone thinks we're not going to see him. So I'll believe it when I see it. I hope so, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, Mrs. J. So Mrs. J thinks he's fucked. What else we got here? Armed robbery. Yep, armed robbery. My bad, Strawberry. He gives us armed robbery. Oh, Cat thinks full acquittal. Uh-oh. Cat's turning on us, guys. Cat's turning on us. She thinks that Josh is going to get acquitted. I hope you're right, Cat. That would suck. Yeah, so what about you, Social Watchers? What do you think is going to happen?
I don't think he's going to be acquitted. Actually, I do think he's going to be acquitted. Sorry, I do think he's going to be acquitted. Yeah.
Why do you think he's going to be acquitted? You think he didn't do it?
I think he did it. I think he did it, but Josh, man, he gets out of everything.
I don't know. Like especially with the whole tipping, the pretending to be a cop thing. He's going to go for trial for that next year. September of next year is when that starts up, the pre-trial hearing. Damn, they're waiting a long time for that. So,
but how has he been getting off for so long? Then it's been like what, 2 years?
They keep postponing the date for the armed robbery. It keeps getting pushed back. Then I think recently, when he was in, because he had a court date before but he was stuck in Indiana because he couldn't leave. Remember, for a while he couldn't leave Indiana. Well, he had a court date.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a theory going around that he kept telling them he was coming back. He'd buy the ticket, but then people were saying that he would cancel the ticket and tell them that he couldn't make it, stuff like that. So he's been playing with them for a while. He's already missed a court date, so now I'm assuming he's not going to miss this court date. And I think one of the last videos I saw, he was in Boston, so he's in the Massachusetts area, so I'm assuming he's more likely going to show up on the 17th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just don't know. I mean, I guess I'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, and he's always talking about how he won't take a plea deal, and he gets on anyone that does take a plea deal, but we'll see what happens if he takes a plea deal or not. But let's hope. But the thing is, even if he does take a plea deal, what he'll do is he'll say, "I never said I wasn't going to take a plea deal," or he'll some sob story to why he had to take it. There'll be some reason why he took it.
He won't just say, "I did it."
Yeah. Well, just like I never gave them my DNA. Really? So what you're saying is because you're Josh Abrams, with everyone else they take their DNA when they get arrested, but with you, because you're Josh Abrams, not only will they not take your DNA, but they'll give you any kind of food you want, special food, special privileges, your own bathroom. Maybe he didn't say that, but just all this extra stuff.
I thought that was a proven lie or something. I thought they debunked that.
Oh, they have to. I mean, and the paperwork he holds up, it says this is what happens after we took your DNA. So I mean, they wouldn't give him that unless he got his DNA taken. Goes without saying. Why would they give him that piece of paper if he hadn't had his DNA taken away? And they're not going to do that. They can take it by force if you don't, because it's law now. It's law in Indiana. This isn't something you can just this isn't like a field sobriety test that you could just deny. No. This is something completely different.
Yeah.
You can tell Josh when he starts getting louder and louder. Absolutely, Randy. That's when he gets louder, or when he starts just feeling himself. Just you could tell, especially when he's on camera, he'll start looking everywhere, just kind of like looking to the left, looking to the right. He's just imagining him on some pulpit, just like doing the princess wave and all that good stuff. Oh yeah, let's not forget he beat up Billy Tidbits as well. Can't forget that. Yeah. So, what else has been going on in the auditor news that maybe I've missed? I haven't been paying too much attention to it. What do you guys got for me?
Oh, not much has been going on actually. You saw that one a couple weeks ago where Furry blocked me, by the way. But
Furry blocked you?
yeah,
That's
she
awesome.
blocked me because she's seen me on this channel. So
Damn.
yep. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, a couple weeks ago, she ran from the cops and got arrested.
Really? Ran from
Mhm.
the cops?
Well, she kind of sprinted away from them, and they pulled up in front of her. She went around the car and kept going, and then he finally pulled up right beside her and
Oh
put her in
God, I
handcuffs.
gotta see that. I gotta see that.
It
I
should
had
be on
been
NC Tyrant Hunter's channel.
okay. I'm gonna have to. Who's?
NC Tyrant Hunter.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Yep.
I'll check that out.
Should be like a couple weeks ago.
What's up, NJ?
SOSDD, other than my wife is back at work.
Okay.
Oh, that means
What's up,
I'm
Mrs.
that just
What's
means
up?
I'm home alone for 9 hours a day.
Nice. What's up, Mrs. J? Hey, Chris. What's up?
Yeah, Taze, I had to resign as a tater tot.
Were you ever a tater tot?
No.
Okay. So you never from one video of furry potato, you were like, nope, not feeling it.
Okay, I guess I was a tater tot way back when I first saw him. I mean, I just
Okay.
thought it was a little funny, his reactions. But as he kept going, it got worse and worse each time. But,
Okay. Thanks, Chris. Mrs. J, how are you today?
Oh, not bad. I have a question.
Okay, what's up?
I heard someplace online that thing between Josh and Omaha was faked.
That's the rumor.
are you serious?
Ah, that's interesting.
I was
What
just
kind
wondering
of?
if anybody heard if it was true or not.
What facts
Uh,
do we have?
yeah, that's what I want to know. What were people? Why are people thinking it was faked? Does anyone know?
Someone put out a word that they had prearranged it.
So
Oh my
Patty,
gosh.
so Patty-esque, staged like Patty. Maybe that's what he learned from Patty. We know Patty learned from him. It would only make sense that he would learn from Patty too.
Oh, he's lucky. I don't know if he's got another 24 hours of freedom.
That's what the consensus is. Like I said, I believe it when I see it. I do think he's going away for it eventually. Tomorrow, is it an actual trial date or what kind of court appearance is it?
No, I'm sorry. Did I say 24? 48 hours. Thursday is a supposed plea change hearing.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. So what was his original plea? Not guilty, right?
Of course.
So then what else could he maybe what do you think? Guilty or maybe you'll change it to no contest?
Well, his other two choices from his side are, either guilty or no contest. Now, whether or not the DA has offered him anything, he's obviously not saying because he's been of the opinion publicly that he will never take a plea deal. Of course,
He has,
he's
yeah.
bad mouthing anybody else that has.
Absolutely.
The interesting part about it, with all of the evidence against him, I don't see why he wouldn't take one.
I agree. It would make more sense for him. It would definitely make economical sense, and he's all about economics.
Well, I would say it would make more sense for his amount of time out in public.
Oh, think about it this way. Also, he has a way with words where he'll swing it to where his fault he might lose. He might lose. I'd say up to at most maybe 1K subscribers, if that. If he does take a deal, most of the people will stick with it because they're like, well, we'll give you a pass for this one, Josh, because you're so good at what you do. No, he's not going to lose too much sleep or too much support from this, even if he did take a plea deal.
I beg to differ. If
You
he
think so?
goes in, he's going in for years, and he's not going into a jail. He's going into penitentiary.
No, I mean if he pleads, if he takes the plea deal to where he doesn't have to do any
Even
time.
with a plea deal, he's going to do time.
Oh, okay.
From what I have heard, this is at least his third time.
Okay.
Third time felons usually get the book thrown at them.
Yeah, okay. Well then shit, he's fucked.
Yeah, the other side of it is I doubt anyone in the quote other side is ever going to let him live it down, whatever he does. And it's listed as a plea change hearing. So
Okay, this is gonna be interesting to see what happens. I'm looking forward to this in the next 2 days.
thank you,
Um,
DS. I knew somebody had the facts. See, that's the thing. I don't follow these people all that well. Yeah, I hear things and I'll repeat what I hear if I can remember exactly, or I'll let everybody know that I don't exactly know. But when it comes to this type of behavior, it's gonna put you away. I'm sorry. The list of people that do these sort of things is is just growing, I'm afraid. You know, there's
mhm,
auditors, frauditors, and estivates all over now. Where it used to be
absolutely.
just an occasional idiot that would be pissed at the police for whatever reason going in, swear to hell at them, and defame the hell out of them on camera. And most police will just let that bounce off because they know from history it doesn't mean a damn thing. They also know from history that they're obliged to take it, and let alone history, case law. And I mean, I heard it as a child, focused at my father back in the 60s. My father was a
Mm,
police officer for 26 years. Yeah, he's been called pig and worse in my presence.
mhm.
And he explained to me pig means pride, integrity, and guts.
Nice.
That's from back, my God, that's from back 60 years ago.
Mm,
So yeah, it's no big deal. It's just a question of you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. If you
mhm.
go out there and defame people in public and expect nothing to happen from it, then good luck to you.
Did South Racist Sasquatch wants to know? Did he make an acronym for bacon?
I don't know. Probably somewhere on some police bulletin board there is an acronym, but I haven't been in a police station in damn near 6 years. See, that's the thing. I'm not an ex-cop. I've never been a cop. I applied one time, and when I found out that as a college security guard I was going to be armed, I said no, thank you. It's not that I'm afraid of weapons; it's that I'm afraid I'd use it. And so I walked out of the interview at that point. But like I said, my father was a cop for 26 years. I was around cops all my adolescent life. Um, I worked for police departments in my career with New Jersey Bell Atlantic and Verizon of over 40 years. And I'm not saying I know how they think, but being around them as much as I have, I know how they feel somewhat because I've heard it. Yeah, I've heard backroom talk. Yeah, I've talked to everyone from a patrolman to a chief, and I've even had conversations with a police chief well after my career was ended. And yeah, the guy's a human being. The guy
Mhm.
knows all about our local curmudgeons, if you will,
Hmm.
who annoy them with cameras. And he even named the one, but without me saying it. Uh, and yeah, they're just human beings like you and me. They're trying to do a job. Yes, some of them are assholes. Yes, some of them are quote unquote tyrants, and they need to be weeded out or they need to be retired as soon as possible. But
Absolutely.
they're no different than anyone else. The difference is they have a very risky job. I'm not saying it's the most dangerous because I know it's not. It
Mhm.
is probably nowadays in the top 20,
Yeah.
It's
but
actually number 21.
oh, thank you. I don't know whose poll
What's
you
the number one? What's the number one?
Loggers. I think it's loggers.
Oh, that
loggers
makes
or,
perfect
or coal
sense.
miners.
Yeah,
Coal
that makes
miners have
sense.
always been in the top 3.
Yep.
When they
That makes
died, they die
absolutely
in
sense.
droves.
Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
I mean, even now with these people that are, I mean, it's what, 2 years since, or a year and a half since the last ambushing. Actually, no, but uh, there was one in New York that killed 2 cops, and there was another one or 2 since then, but they just haven't hit the media. They just did. Yeah, that's what you have to look at when you are an officer, and you wonder why officers need to get your hands out of your pockets.
Yeah. Oh no, I totally get it. And, I'm all for it when if you, I mean, even if you look at the ACLU, places that are all about your First Amendment rights, what do they tell you? Be cordial with the police officer. Don't give them any reason to do anything to you. Keep your
They
hands
also
out of
tell
your
you to ID
pocket, sort of thing.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah, that too.
don't bring on the contemptive cop.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because the point is, you're not trying to fight it out there in the streets. The
That's
goal
the
is to
worst
fight it
place
in the
to argue it.
courtroom.
Yeah,
That's where you
exactly.
want to. That's where you're gonna win it. Just getting all this extra stuff, is just it's pointless. Argue it in the courtroom. Of course, arguing in the courtroom isn't going to be as economical as arguing out in the streets from an auditing standpoint, because most of the time you can't take a camera in a courtroom and catch you winning. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
yeah.
And the transcripts are very expensive if they even write a transcript. Most local municipal courts don't have anybody sitting there with a cartographer, uh, you know, typing it out in shorthand. But because it's too damn expensive.
Hmm.
People think that the fine and the court costs pay for that courtroom. It doesn't.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't by a long shot. Your tax dollars are paying for that. Everybody's tax dollars is paying for that.
Yep, absolutely,
Amen.
absolutely. And
If you learned what else your tax dollars are paying for,
yeah.
all you people that live inland, did you know that your tax dollars are paying to keep my beaches here in New Jersey very nice?
Well, not mine because I'm not in California. I'm in California. I'm not in New Jersey. So ha.
No, well, the people are paying to have your beaches. All the inland we're having to pay to pay you to have are
Well, I'm
paying.
inland. I'm inland, so I'm paying for someone else's beach.
Well, no, yeah, but you have access to it more so than someone in Indiana or in Illinois.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half away if I really want to get down there. Yeah.
I can get there in 15 minutes without traffic.
Damn, nice. Yeah, I got to go to Frisco, and then Frisco on the beach, especially not. Yeah, it doesn't get too hot in Frisco.
No, I'm in Central. I can hit any beach within an hour. I can hit any beach in 2 different counties.
And you got over on the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is a lot nicer and warmer than the Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean is too
Yeah,
damn
but
cold.
yeah,
Too
but
damn cold.
you got a whole lot more critters out there to play with when you're underwater.
That's true. That's
I
true.
mean, I do have a breeding ground for great whites just off my coast, but no, thank you.
Yeah, a cartographer is a map maker, from my understanding. Taze, I do believe.
Cartography. I mispronounced it. There's another word for the person
Um,
that sits the
the word you're looking for is stenographer.
stenographer.
There we
Thank
go.
you. Thank you. Yeah.
Josh facing any other court dates? The only other court dates I know of is the one that's for next year for the one in Indiana.
Give me a
And then
minute.
apparently, yes, next year. It's going to be the pretrial next year, September of 2021. That was what I saw. Oh, and then doesn't he also have the one that he just got? The ticket he got.
Got one on the. Oh, he's got one tomorrow. He's got one today. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, does it?
Initial
For what?
hearing via Zoom, unlawful use of 911.
Oh, I heard about that. That's right.
What?
Okay.
Clinton,
Yeah.
back on the 2nd of August. I guess that's Clinton, Indiana. Yeah, he's in
Okay.
court today. Actually, he was in the court this morning.
What, abusing
Okay.
911? He didn't even call them, though.
He's got another one. Oh, wait a minute. That got bumped. No, that's not. Okay, I'm seeing the same thing repeated. Excuse me. And
Yeah, I
he's
know
got
he
one on the 17th for supposedly unarmed robbery.
because I know him and Omaha got that abuse of the 911 charge. Both of them got it, right?
Yeah, but you can't do that if you didn't call 911, right?
I would think so. That makes sense to me. I don't remember. I'd have to see the video that's in question, or there probably isn't a video. Who knows?
Well, it's about that time. I think it was about that time on when he was out in front of the fire station, running around and got arrested.
Yeah, he had
So-
one back on. He had a date back on the 9th for it was an initial hearing, unlawful stopping, standing, parking where official signs prohibited, Edgewood Town, back in July, and they're still waiting on a system update on that one.
Okay. Huh. So
That's the thing with the COVID and these people not being in the office, the judicial system isn't quite as efficient as it was before the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So what's the story behind the abuse of 911 call? I'm curious how he got that one.
I really don't know. Like I say, I don't follow these people.
All right.
If it's a point of badge of honor to get arrested for this crap, I said, fine, your chest is going to be full, I guess.
What's up with auditors going after ticket writer employees? I don't know what that one auditor was thinking. When I did the other day, the constitutional constitutional auditor, whatever the fuck his name was. Yeah, I don't know why he went after that lady. That was pretty fucking ridiculous of him. You can't trespass me. You can't arrest me. You can't convict me. Right? Happens all the time, guys.
Well, that's the funny thing. In the last 18 months minimum, there have been more, how should I say, more of these people arrested for overstepping their bounds than in the previous 8 years.
Mm.
So yeah, police are getting less tolerant. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not talking about, getting hemmed up for contempt of cop. I'm talking about, actual criminal activity.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well, a lot of them, it seems like they're thinking that because they've had such success with the police or perceived success with the police, they figure as soon as they get in any kind of trouble, they can just turn their camera on and it's automatically going to give them a pass for whatever they're doing. And and a lot of them are starting to learn that that's not the case.
yeah, that's that. Yeah, I have a courtesy card that was given to me back in the mid '90s, but that doesn't get me out of a misdemeanor or, God forbid, it definitely won't get me out of a felony.
No, absolutely. Like you'll see, like it's funny. They call people Karens and all this stuff. Yet then you see Karen videos from auditors all the time. Oh, Verizon did this to me, so guess what? Now I'm gonna freaking go film Verizon. Like, okay, isn't that what Karens
I
do?
would. I'm retired from Verizon. I would love for somebody to have filmed some of the stuff I had to do. That'd be great.
What's up, Asian? How you doing today, sir?
Hey, Kenny, how are you, sir?
Not bad. How are you?
Second time on your panel now.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely, Cat. Camera is not a magic wand, but a lot of them treat it like it's a magic wand. It's the big get out of jail free card. Not all of them per se. But there are a few
Your
that do
recording
use it
device,
that way.
the monopoly, get me out of jail for nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I
So
was
what's
just
up?
watching a live stream yesterday of a gentleman up in further north from me in Central Jersey that was in a post office. Um, Ended up, in my view, harassing some people, mainly because when he came into the retail area of the post office, he frightened the hell out of the girl behind the counter.
Oh, jeez.
Disappeared.
Oh, wow.
And if someone was trying to be served at that point. There were 5 people ahead of him in line, and when she saw the camera, she ran away.
Oh, wow.
And I want to tell you something, that gave the general public that was in there ahead of him a very real demonstration of what happens when you do film in public. Poster 7 is not going to protect you from public opinion. And those people were angry. They wanted to
Oh,
get their
wow.
business done so they could get on with their day. But he interrupted their flow of business.
Right.
Did they go after him?
No, but well, you could say they did. I don't know if she was the postmaster or just maybe a supervisor because she wasn't uniformed. Um, it was a Eastern Asian woman, or Western Asian woman, excuse me. And she came over and opened the top half of the Dutch door and started talking to him. And he, of course, was abusive and asked him what Poster 7 was. Could he buy? He ended up asking if he could buy a copy of it once they showed him where it was. And I thought, hey, that's a great idea for the post office. It's another revenue stream. Start selling copies of Poster 7s to these people with cameras.
Yeah,
I
right?
mean, I found half a dozen places online I can get a copy and print it out myself, but you know, I
Who
mean,
was it?
hey,
What
a new
auditor?
revenue source, and they're hurting us.
Right?
What auditor was it?
Jersey Watcher, I think.
Oh,
Don't
that
know.
guy. That's the guy that was filming the model that one time I showed.
Well,
Oh, that creepy dude.
wait
That's
a
Jersey
minute.
Watcher.
Wait a minute. Let me describe something factual here. There was a demonstration this past weekend. I think it was Saturday on a bridge over the New Jersey Turnpike. Turns out the New Jersey Highway Authority decided to crack down on flags placed on overpass fencing. I don't know if you have it in your states, but here in New Jersey, since 9/11, people have been attaching American flags and service flags and the missing in action and prisoner of war flag, the black one, to our fencing on overpasses that have sidewalks and even some that don't have sidewalks. And the highway authority takes a dim view about the liability they may have if one of them lets go, falls down on a car below and causes an accident.
Mm.
And they came out with a policy, I think it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, and they started taking them down. Well, there was a huge protest in this one town over the Jersey Turnpike. A couple of hundred people showed up, waving flags, displaying all kinds of flags from the "Don't Tread on Me" all the way to the 13 circled stars, all the way down to military flags, the different branches. And he was there to videotape it, to film it. Well, News 12 New Jersey shows up. He starts interrupting the newscaster when he's trying to tape a scene for a live shot and or being put out later. I don't know if you know anything about News 12 New Jersey. It's a cable TV channel that runs, I think, a 15-minute loop 4 times an hour, and then every few hours changes it. Well, occasionally they'll break in with a live, especially if they have something like this demonstration. This guy not only annoyed the newscaster, the news reporter, with his personal story that he has a problem with the local councilman, also who's on the Board of Education. He's got a personal vendetta with this character. He photobombed himself on television.
Damn.
This went out to the state of New Jersey.
Damn.
Yeah, now I know what this cat looks like.
Right?
Because all I
Jeez.
had to do was correlate his live stream with the TV broadcast. Oh, yeah, that's him with the camera set up in his hand.
Right?
So he doxed his view, a view of himself. And then when he did get interviewed, he pretty much got yes to death. And oh, yeah, by the way, did you know he's running for Middlesex? He's going to run for Middlesex County Sheriff.
Damn.
Well, his live stream yesterday started in a county courthouse. He didn't get any further than the security checkpoint, and then at that point, one of the I don't know, I don't think they call him bailiffs anymore. One of the deputies escorted him out the door.
Jeez.
And
There's a
and
video for you to do, Kenny.
yeah,
Find it.
and
You're
wait a minute, it gets better. He went
God.
back after doing the post office. There was a new crew in there that didn't recognize him, but once again, he got escorted out the door.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that. That's a new Jersey Watcher?
Yeah, I believe that's what his name is.
Okay. What's up, Asian? Oh, Asian left already. Never mind.
Yeah, we've got several different people that were doing the auditor routine. We had one very good gentleman who is an ex-cop. I think the video's still available, but a shortened version of it. He took his channel pretty much down at one point because I think he had an agreement with a local chief that maybe he got rehired. I'm not sure. I don't know what his personal story is. I lost track of him, and he isn't answering his emails. But he had a very good confrontation with a younger officer in Toms River, right outside the police station. And unfortunately for that young officer, his sergeant showed up and straightened the patrolman's butt out. He was doing you got to give me ID, which here in New Jersey, you don't. And we don't even we're not a stop and ID state. The only time you got to show ID is when you're probably being booked. Excuse me.
Yeah, so yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to look into that, dude, because that's some crazy stuff. Mrs. J, what do you got going on? You got any new what have you seen auditor wise? Newish.
Just that that Josh and that Omaha dude planned all that shit, and I haven't heard anything since then.
What do you think? Do you think they planned it?
I don't know, but they planned that. I know they planned that day that they got ticketed for.
Okay.
Because if you watch the whole video to the end, where he's talking to the woman that called the 911 on them, and she's explaining to him, and he's like, but no, and she's like, yes, you set this up, you set this up, you know.
Oh,
she goes,
damn.
it's obvious you set this up.
Well, damn. Interesting.
So I wouldn't put it past them. I don't.
What do you think?
Why?
I know, I agree. What do you think, Source and Watchers?
Well, I just think it's a big disgrace that we have people creating drama in the auditing community for it to be remembered for the drama. You know, I mean, it's supposed to be about activism, and for some reason over the past year, they just turned into a bunch of drama, and that's all people subscribe for is the drama anymore. They don't subscribe for the cop action. They subscribe because Abrams has a problem with this person or that person.
Well, yeah. I think the problem is a lot of the people are wanting to be and becoming, at least in their minds, or maybe in some of their subscribers' minds, bigger than the movement itself. The movement is becoming more of the is a backstory as opposed to the antics of certain auditors.
Yeah.
It's become entertainment.
Yes, absolutely, entertainment. Yeah,
It's-
it's like a reality television. What are they going to do next?
Yeah.
Well, there's not much they can do next. It's all been done before. I mean, people have been at this thing since Rodney King, if you want to think about it. And the other side of it all is, you guys ever heard of PINAC?
Yes.
Photography is not a crime.
Yes.
They've been at it for about a dozen years now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And you notice, like, a lot of people haven't heard about them, just like a lot of people don't realize that cop watching started way before YouTube was around. I mean, a lot of people don't know this because a lot of the auditors or cop watchers don't pay tribute to those that came before them. They just go out and do it, and it's like, oh, this is me doing my thing. You don't hear them talking about the cop watchers in Berkeley or the cop watchers in LA, the ones that busted out their big ass cameras.
Are you
Go
aware
ahead.
that cop blocking is a national organization?
Cop blocking?
Yeah, look it up.
Okay, I have to look that up.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, exactly. Matron started in Berkeley. Absolutely.
Yeah, the college groups have been at it for, gotta be more than a decade.
Yeah, and you would think it's not channels like this that you should be, if you didn't know this before, it's not channels like this you should be learning it from. It's the channels that supposedly are pro First Amendment. They're teaching everyone how to keep the rights. If you don't use them, you abuse them. These are the type of Josh's channel or
Can
Rex
I
Christie
mention two
or
that are
whoever's.
really professional at it?
Who?
Honor Your Oath, Jeff Gray in
Mhm.
Florida, and Laura Shark in California. But she's a
Mhm.
cop watcher. She doesn't like being called an auditor because she's not.
Right. One thing I noticed is most of the people that do a good job don't consider themselves auditors. They usually consider themselves cop watchers. They're not. They're the ones that you will never see caught dead in a post office unless they're mailing they have some sort of business there. They're not just going to go to film. They're not going to film libraries. They're not going to film plumbers at their job. They're not going to, they're not going to do all this.
Well, Honor
Extra
Your
crap.
Oath, Jeff Gray has done quite a good job with voting locations, believe it or not. He's got quite a few videos where he legally videotaped up to a certain point voting locations. And he pressed it home because he knew what the law was. And when the police showed up on one or two occasions, yeah, they said, yeah, that's the law.
Yeah. So one hawkout says, I think it's support for the drama, eye for the support, and show my love. And that's great, but it's fine to support what they do. But you also, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people's opinion, is not just, oh, well, I didn't like what they did there. Don't just be quiet about it. Voice your opinion on it, your concern on it, and if they have an issue, with what you're saying, then are they really activists for the First Amendment? I mean, are they really champions of the First Amendment? Ask yourself that. If you can't freely give your opinion, whether it's positive or negative, to some of these people that you support, do they really deserve your support, Hawkout? If you can't honestly tell them, I think you fucked up here. You shouldn't have did this stupid shit. If you can't say that without fear of being blocked or whatever, do they deserve your support? Also, think about that too. That's what I think. Or it's film churches. Ricky Monday. Ricky Monday. I did a video on Ricky Monday. I wouldn't agree with Ricky Monday. The reason I wouldn't agree with Ricky Monday is because the video that I saw of him, he was at a traffic stop. He was giving these cops all kinds of shit at a traffic stop. He was waiting at a red light and pretty much, just impeding traffic. So I don't know, just the video I saw. I haven't seen a whole, and then I saw some other stuff of his. I'm not a big fan of his. I don't think he does it in a right way either, in my personal opinion. But Tom Zebra, I don't think Tom Zebra does a horrible job. And I've seen some Laura Shark. I don't think she does that bad a job either.
Well, Tom Zebra puts his money where his mouth is. He actually does support homeless people.
Mm.
And yeah, I've seen him buy food for them. I've seen him give them money. And he has a mouth on him, unfortunately, at times.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, yeah, he does get antagonistic at times because he has been harassed.
So exactly, agency Asians experience that, and that just makes you. And when you experience that, you realize that well, they're not in this for the right reasons. They're not in this to defend. They're in it to get positive reactions. They want positive interactions. They care less about the negative one. That's why, like, you can come on my channel in my comments. You can say, Kenny Klein, you need to go sit down on a porcupine or whatever you want to say. Your comment will not be deleted. You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever. It just doesn't even matter. I don't purport to be any champion of the First Amendment. I just believe if I want my First Amendment rights to be held everywhere, then I have to do it on my channel. I don't pretend to be I'm a champion of anything. I'm not even a champion in my life. I'm just a dude, a guy that decided to do this. That's it. See, and this one also, my levity gets me in trouble. Block ban everywhere. Yep. Oh yeah, Fawn. I've seen you. They actually have to make sure. I think at one point on what was it on News New England's channel, they actually had to make you a mod so they couldn't ban you or block you for some reason. Am I right about that, Fawn? I think that's what happened. They actually had to make Fawn a mod because people were just timing Fawn out all the goddamn time. There we go. I need to ride a horse on the beach at sunset shirtless. I am no. I would rather ride a bear like freaking Vlad Putin. Ride a bear. There we go. That'd be badass. Me and freaking Shorts Waters will do it. We'll go around riding bears, pulling over auditors. Give me your press pass.
Yeah, that's another joke in my view, especially with a local here in New Jersey. Made up their own press pass, signed it themselves for themselves.
Yep. Oh, and that's another thing. They always the press pass thing. Like, you can get a press pass easily. I can get a press pass. You can get a press pass. It's not that hard. And they claim to say who issues press passes. There's a lot of people now. You have to pay for them, but you can still get a press pass.
I can make one up and slip it inside a plastic name tag thing, and I mean, this is exactly what this one person did.
Yep.
You can write on crayon.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's what everybody thought it was, but it wasn't.
Ivan Minister's pass. Does that count? Oh, right on. What religion is it? Are you a Jedi? Are you a Jedi minister? That'd be so cool. I so want to meet somebody that's in the Jedi religion. I haven't yet, but I want to.
Well,
I think that's
the new shtick that Shiva came out with, don't you?
Nuh-uh.
Oh, he's an ordained reverend now online.
Oh, right on. For what religion?
I don't recall. I think he started his own, calling it For. But yeah, you can go online dozens of places and become an ordained priest for $5.
Yeah, you really can. They can start marrying people and all that. That's what I'll do. I'll start performing live.
No. That involves whatever state you be in, and that gets a little harder.
Oh, okay. Well, damn. Oh, well. I'm going to say that'll be my new shtick for my channel, marrying people while I'm talking about auditors. Now, while they're getting ready to say I do, did you see what Patty was doing? That'd be interesting.
Well, I got somebody just made a remark about him. Let me see if I can find it again. Somebody who's been around a lot longer and hasn't been online for quite a while because he had his channel taken down by another auditor.
Damn.
Who himself may be in jail shortly. The quote, I think patty cakes wants to catch 2 cops doing the dirty so he can join.
But yeah, Strawberry's right. The police will give you a legit press pass. You can get there's many options to get a press pass, many options, and like Source Watchers are saying, and you guys can definitely make your own. It's not a big deal. Flying Spaghetti
I've got a
Monster can
graphics
entertain you for
program that's
$35.
got to be, oh God, it's got to be near 20 years old now. It's still good. It's old, but man, it's powerful enough. I can make anything I want.
Oh wow, a
I can't
Notary
do
Republic.
CGI, but you know.
That's where the money is, man. CGI. That'd be where the money is. Start making CGI. I make CGI a lot of things. You know what Episcopalian is? I know what Episcopalian is.
No, I don't.
You don't know what?
Religion.
God. Yeah, it's a religion.
It's a form of Christianity.
It is. There's lots of forms of Christianity out there.
There's lots of form of Islam.
Yes, there are. Lots of forms of every religion you can find. Even there's a few forms of Mormon too.
Yeah.
I want to join the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Oh, is that a real church?
Pastafarian.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Pastafarians.
What are their beliefs? I gotta know. What are some of their beliefs?
The pirate way of life is the way to be.
Okay.
Wearing a colander for your DMV photo has been fought for because they say, well, if other people can wear their headgear, we should be able to wear ours.
That's true. I mean, hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah, but there's a problem with that.
Okay,
You
what's
gotta
that?
make sure your face is visible. You know why?
Because it's identification.
Facial recognition. People don't realize that. If you have a driver's license, you're in the system. And not only that, now that the feds have gotten involved with making every driver's license in the country a real ID, you're in the federal system now too. People don't realize that.
One of the causes for Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster is when a certain religious group gets special privileges, they go and try to get their own special privileges similar to try
absolutely.
to how absurd that is.
That's an interesting religion.
That's
interesting.
It's more like an activist group than it is.
Yeah, I know it is. It really is. It's just that's what it seems like. It's like, well, if they can do it, why can't I do it? Sort of thing. Yeah, interesting.
It's the NRA of religion.
It's more like the law should apply equally to everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, no, agree. Yeah, it should, and that's I agree. There are some absurd things when it comes to certain religions and all that. I get it. I get what they're saying when they, ask for the collar around the head thing. It's silly, but I get the point. What about you, Source Watchers? You going to become a member of that church? Get the colander on your head? If you do, you got to audit the DMV that you do it and live stream it so we can all see it. As you're fighting for your right to wear the colander hat.
Yeah, I don't go to any churches really, so.
Okay. So, Power Wagon, are you still on Extra Good Citizen's bad side? I remember when he would come in, he'd always say, I want to say hi to my fan, Power Wagon. I haven't seen him in a minute. Is he still going on doing cop watching? Extra Good Citizen?
I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen him either.
Yeah, actually, I don't pay attention to him much.
No? Not a fan of his?
No.
Okay. Sean, what happened on El Sancho's channel last night that you're bitching about?
I'm still trying to wash my mouth with discussion felt last up by those jackwagons at El Sancho. Yeah, I'm not even sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, Stelbert Josiah, that's absolutely true.
Are you talking about the 4-hour and 5-minute live stream last night? I did watch it. What was it called? Fuck DSS?
Yeah, I watched it too.
I was riveted.
Is that Sancho's?
I didn't see it.
Yeah,
that's on El Sancho.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
only
see
saw
it.
a few minutes of it, but yeah, he was railing.
I didn't see it, so I don't know. I really don't have a comment because I did not see it.
I think he's got it up. Go watch it.
I'll watch it.
It's
I still gotta
rather
watch.
exciting from what little I saw.
I, I still have to watch his. I haven't watched one of the Daniel Holtzclaw series he does, but I'm interested to see exactly see things from the side that he's trying to come from because I try to get both sides before I come to a decision. So I want to watch it and see if maybe there's some validity to anything he brings up. Plus, I love true crime, so this should be interesting. And I guess now I have to watch this thing he did yesterday. Okay,
He
cool.
seems to be a counterpart to Black Label. I don't know if any of you remember Black Label days.
I've seen a few of Black Label's videos.
Oh, he used to be on daily.
Mm. Yeah, I think he must have got off. He must have got off before I started.
He's a couple of years back. He outed himself at the Elmos Park rally for Second Amendment.
Vaughn was so excited, I didn't really smash the like button, but I rather caress it ever so gently. As long as you pressed it, Vaughn. As long as you pressed it. Kenny, they said you were talking about me. I think they're lying. Who said I was talking about you?
Today's auditors laugh like hell. It's been pushed back a year. I haven't been following it because I don't have one.
No, no one's really been talking about you, Murpha. If anything, it'll be good things. So don't worry about that. There, you're good. You're good people, Murpha. Central also called out Joe Cool for all his BS last night. Okay. No gripe with Sancho. See, I didn't watch it. I'm gonna have to watch it, but I'm sure it's Sancho the nutcase. What? I thought you liked Sancho, Murpha. Or you're laugh out loud. Okay, I got you. Yeah. So no name. Who are some of the? This is your first time on. Who are some of the auditors that you dislike, and who are some that you like?
Oh, well, let's see. Likes are easier. I like a good portion of the Denver crew, like Cut the Plastic and Liberty Freak. And I don't know if Ghost Rider is part of that crew, but he seems pretty tight. Otto the Watchdog, I absolutely love watching him do the ragdoll when they want to look at his signs. What they did to Otto the Watchdog is just friggin' insane. I mean, this all started because he was giving away free potatoes. And now he's been without his kids for a year because what? Felony child endangerment? Because the cops rolled up on him when he was camping and took him away for camping?
Well, was it camping or are they kind of like living there? There is a difference in camping and.
It was camping.
No, he was staying in a lot near the courthouse he had to appear in the next day in a place that was not posted no trespassing and that he had camped at before.
He was charged with camping without utilities with minor or something like that. It was like something ridiculous.
Yeah, well, you aren't allowed to rough camp anymore? Haven't you ever been a scout? Come on.
Where was he?
He had water, and they were live streaming, so he had electricity.
Well, were they camping at a designated camping grounds, or is just camping out on the streets?
He was camping in, I think, a cornfield.
Yeah.
And those guys did real bad to him. I mean, they took the keys out of his ignition and threw them in the field. Somebody had to go find his keys.
So he was on private property?
All kinds of ways.
So he was on private property?
No, I think he had permission to be on that land.
So he had permission to be on the land. Okay, that's different.
He had camped.
You say you think, so we're not
never trespassed.
Yeah, it's not 100%.
Oh, okay, but just because he did it once and he wasn't trespassed doesn't mean it wasn't. You know what I mean? You still got to get permission if it's private property. Doesn't matter if you did it once before and you weren't trespassed. You got lucky that time.
He was on a road and it's not posted no trespassing.
Was there fences up or anything?
No, there wasn't.
So there were no fences. open cornfield. He just went in the cornfield and started camping.
And in fact, it wasn't even that, because I watched the body cam footage of that, and they were going down a road. So he was parked at the end of some road near a cornfield, I think.
How did they find out he was where he was?
Like his ex-wife called on him or something for a welfare check.
Not his ex-wife. Some Karen in the neighborhood said her husband saw it, and he didn't care enough. He went to bed, but Karen called.
Oh, Karen called.
Not sure if that's her name, but yeah, they found a call somewhere that called him out. But it all seemed like they were just trying to ham him up because he's the guy that was giving away free potatoes and then hanging onto a sign by the side of the road.
Well, I don't know if you could really say they're trying to hem him up if someone else called on him. You know what I mean? If someone else called on him and they came and they figured out he's, if they found out he didn't have permission to camp there, it's not, cornfield, let's be honest, a cornfield is not normal camping. You don't really camp. You can't really camp in a cornfield unless you own it. If you own it, you can do whatever you want with it. But we know he doesn't own it.
Well, he couldn't afford a hotel. Where was he supposed to sleep?
And it was camper.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but the point is you can't really get. They were in a what, camper?
Yeah.
So
they were set for camping.
They drove a camper in a cornfield.
They didn't trespass him and tell him to leave. They just rolled up, no cherries and berries, didn't even identify themselves, told him to get out of his truck and walk to him, and then they locked him up.
At gunpoint.
That evil Stephanie person sat in the car with his children, lying to them. Oh, he's not going to jail. Stop crying. Tell me this. Tell me that. Stephanie gets a special place in wherever the Lord deems she should go.
Well, okay.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying,
I
Kenny.
really honestly haven't seen.
I
haven't seen the video, so I would like to see the video.
Mm-hmm.
The officers caused so much trauma. It was entirely unreasonable. So yeah, I've been following that. And then they went to Royce City for the charges again later, and a lot of auditors showed up and they were chalking out front. They arrested 4 people for using sidewalk chalk.
You have something you could just wash off the sidewalk.
Well, no, but because of their shitheadedness, they didn't just get a garden hose. They went and got chemicals and made it permanent. They used the wrong kind of thing to clean it off and then charged for damages. And bonus, one of the women arrested never touched the chalk. All she was doing was laying on the ground as a dead body model.
So are you talking about Otto? Is who you're talking about that did this, or
the watchdog and the watch pups, and I watched them for a long time before he got arrested, and he seemed like the best daddy in the world, always kind and considerate and taking care of his kids.
Okay, can someone link me the video that she's talking about? Because I've never seen this video. I've heard that he lost his kids for camping, but from what I heard was he was actually like, he ended up getting he asked for money to go to a court date or something, like $8,000 to move. He took the money, he did something else with it, and then he did go and he ended up camping out with his kids, and he lost his kids. That's the story I heard. I never saw a video, so I'm not saying whether it's true or not, but I'm just letting you know what I heard, the situation. And there was more to it than just he was camping out. He asked for money, he got the money, but he spent it on something else than what he wanted. He said he was going to spend it on. This is the story.
I never heard about the money. What I know is that I saw it live when it happened. And he's like, oh, gee, I wonder who's coming to visit me. And he was all gleeful, already live streaming as they were rolling up. So we were already watching the live when they showed up. And he's like, oh, gee, I wonder who's coming to visit. And he walked out all gleeful and the same innocent Otto I'm used to seeing. He had no idea the trouble that was coming.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to, there's a lot of things I want to chat. People are talking about comments getting removed. Okay. I don't remove any comments from my channel. I think there's been one removed, but people have said, they've asked me what happened to their comment. Sometimes YouTube just removes comments. I don't remove anyone's comments. My moderators, I don't think they remove anyone's comments either. They're usually really chill about that. So in defense of other people's channels who, if your comment doesn't get removed from them, it might not necessarily be a mod or the channel operator. Sometimes YouTube just gets rid of comments. It just depends. It's really weird. And there's really, I've Googled it and say what happens with that. And it's not just a problem in our community. It's a problem all around YouTube. Comments, they just delete some comments for whatever reason. So just wanted to throw that out there real quick. All right, go ahead, continue.
Oh, so I was listing various auditors I like. Of course, James Freeman, Eric Brandt, John Felix is a lot of fun. See, I'm subscribed to over 1,000 channels with notifications on. So it's a little hard for me to remember them all.
You've turned this into a career.
Well, I lost my career. I did 30 years as an engineer. I'm trying to find a new way in life. I don't think YouTube's the way to go, though.
No, it's not.
No,
believe me,
not at all.
These frauditors that are trying to make money off of it are starting to have a hard time. I would say personally, mostly because of the pandemic. People's discretionary funds aren't going to be going to these people for much longer.
Oh, yeah.
Randy, I don't even
broadcast on. It's been tight there, too. I haven't even tried for a month.
Yeah.
There's no other platform where I'm monetized and I get money, so I should try that again. I'm sitting on a gold mine, apparently.
Yeah, that's a good question. Sancho, that's a good question. Who wants to see a one-on-one with me and Sancho? Who wants to see that? We already know who would win in that situation, right?
Oh, come on.
We all agree it's got to be me. I would obviously win that. So, I mean, I'm just predicting it right now. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'd love to do that. I would love to get on with Sancho. It would be a lot of fun.
No time.
See, Murphy wants to.
Shall I be the moderator? I think you'd need a moderator.
We would need a moderator. Well, no, because I'm pretty good at moderating. I mean, anyone that knows me knows I'm pretty down to earth, pretty chill. Plus, I ain't got nothing bad to say about it, Sancho. At least nothing, yet. Who knows? Maybe in a day or two, I could probably come up with something bad to say about it. Like, God damn it, Sancho! I don't like the fact that your hair is curly or straight. I just can't stand it, man.
Yeah, for the one gentleman, I don't know if it was you there, Extortion Marchers, that said something about the real ID. Yeah, it's been for passengers on an aircraft. You have to have it by 10/1/2021, or you won't be allowed on an aircraft.
Well, I ain't getting one.
Well, the real
I'm
ID.
not one until the state makes me.
What, a real ID?
Yeah.
If nobody got one, they would take one away.
No, but you have to get one because once your driver's license or ID expires, you have to get a new one, and you'll automatically get the real ID. It's not something you ask for.
Well,
it's just they're just issuing it now. So you have to get one if you want to drive.
I can't get a real ID without a whole shit ton of paperwork. I just renew my regular ID, and I just did. All it means is I can't fly.
In California, I think the real ID is just that's it. You just order it, and it's the same, or it's different.
There's different information in it on a chip.
Oh, no. Maybe what I mean is I can't get one without rounding up both marriage licenses, a birth certificate, a social security card. It's easier to just renew my ID.
Yeah, but at some point, one or the other is going to be forced to be a real ID.
Well,
so
yeah, you have to have one.
Give me a driver's license without additional paperwork that I don't have?
Well, yeah. When you go to renew it as a real ID, and your state will do it because all 50 states are in on it now. They're all in compliance according to what I'm looking at on the DHS website. You will have to have certain other forms of ID with you at the time of renewal to qualify for a real ID.
To qualify for a real ID, but I just renewed my license. I didn't have to get a real ID.
When that gets renewed, you will end up having to get one.
They pushed the deadline back to 2021 because DMVs aren't operating at a normal capacity.
What do they look like?
That's true, but it's also because of the boarding thing, because of the pandemic. From what I'm looking at, there's 4 phases of real ID enforcement, and they're on 4B now with the October 21. Well, I'll bid you people adieu. Dinner bell is about to ring.
Okay, have a good one. Diver, thanks for joining. So Sancho and Kenny are both cool in my book. Slams the book shut. Well, as long as you don't put some still PBR on the book, Tim. We don't do that here. Oh, we're joined by a special Sean. What's up, man?
How you doing? Yeah, first I just want to make sure El Sancho knew I wasn't angry with him last night whatsoever. I thought he did a fabulous job. But it was just the overall contempt those people showed for decency at all. I mean, we're talking about people who had abuse against animals, children, women, and they go and bail, but we misunderstand them. Mm-hmm. They're all alleged.
I'm gonna definitely have to watch this one because I'm hearing some stuff about this.
El Sancho last night, I like what he's been doing with his channel. I liked last week when he had the 2 therapists on, and all he had was like watching Animal House break loose in the comments. It's like if you don't like the thing, leave. Just leave. No, but I thought he did fabulous last night. I had the same reason I left last night was my blood pressure went up so bad about the animal abuse and everything else too. So it's like I can't watch this anymore. I can't take another second of it.
What's up, I'm
I feel like getting on the plane, going and finding somebody and beating them up.
Kimmy, how are you?
Not doing so bad. How are you today?
I'm good. Hey,
okay.
Real quick, addressing what was addressed about the driver's license. I've got my new one, my Texas, and the difference between this one and my old one is there's a gold star up on the top right corner, and I don't know if they're going to put this identification, the gold star, on all the license plates driver's license or not, but I've been told that this one is the one that I need to have when I travel on a plane. And whenever I travel anyway, I always carry my passport with me. But you have your passport and your driver's license. But the new ones, I guess, I don't know if all states are going to have it or just Texas, but it has a gold star up in the right-hand corner.
Okay. Kenny should be arrested for not watching last night's show. Over 130 people and no Kenny citizen arrest. Uh-oh. I guess I gotta turn in my watchdog credentials in. All right, so here we go. Now I'm gonna ask this question, and let's remember whose channel we're on here when I ask this. Hint, hint. Team Sancho or Team Klein? What's up? Just remember whose channel you're on. Let's start with you, Source and Watchers. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, Team Sancho or Team Klein? What do you think? Or I'm Team both. I think we're both awesome.
Yeah, you guys are both awesome, but
yeah, that's what I thought. No Name, what do you think? Okay, we'll come back. Sean, what do you think?
Well, you guys are different. I mean, you have your Saturday shows, like you had your ghost things, and he's had trivia. He's had those 2 therapists on last week, so it's not the same thing night after night. So I try to make time for both of you, and hope you're not on against
exactly. See, that's why I'm saying. That's why I said both, Sancho. It's easy. That's an easy answer for everyone. They can say either they're both, or they can say they're me. I mean, it's both or me. I'm okay with either one. No, I'm just kidding. It's okay if you're Team Sancho. I don't care.
But if you didn't watch the show, you're a tyrant.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. I was really intrigued. I started watching The Two Doors last night. That's such a great series. If anyone hasn't seen it, by the way.
Which one's
great
that?
Series. The Two Doors. Oh. It's an older series. It's super good. It's about Henry VIII and his wives. It's freaking great series.
The Tudor family. Tudor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Great series, by the way.
I was watching bad football.
But way cooler. I had a smoking porn star on Saturday night. A smoking porn star. Oh shit! I definitely don't have. I'm not gonna probably ever have a porn star on my channel.
You gotta know who that is.
But hey, you got me beat there.
Hey, wait, no, aren't I a porn star?
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess. There you go. Bam, Sancho. Gotcha. Boom. And that's how it's done, dude. No, I'm playing.
We should have
did a good show last night.
Porn stars.
Do a straight up porn star panel. That's right. I'll go get I'll see if I can
we
get
can
what's
talk
her
about our
face.
memories of them.
I'll go get Sasha Grey. Boom, Sancho. I'm gonna get Sasha Grey. What? All right, I'll check my DMs. I can't right now because I'm on my phone. But I'll check it after we get off.
Right.
I
Thanks,
binge
Jim.
watch. Oh, that's another show I want to see. Cobra Kai. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard it's fantastic.
What is that about?
It's Cobra. Come on. When you think of Cobra Kai, what do you think of?
No, I don't think of anything.
The Karate Kid.
Okay, that came out, and I was in my 20s already.
Okay, Cobra Kai was they're pretty much the main antagonist.
I know who Maggio is. I know who Pat Morita.
Yeah, they were anyway. That was the name of the group that was the antagonist in the original Karate Kid, and so Cobra Kai is set like 20 years later. Daniel LaRusso is like a dickhead now, and the guy that he beat, Johnny, is a nice guy, and it's like a reversal of roles, and it looks hilarious.
I didn't see the movies, so.
Oh man, telling you, you gotta freaking. I'm gonna check it out. I'll check it out. I'm gonna check out Cobra Kai because I want to see it. The previews make it look so freaking hilarious. It was on at first it was on only YouTube Red, but then I guess Netflix bought it and now it's on Netflix. I wonder if everyone can benefit from an Italian Nona or a Mr. Miyagi, right? Mr. Miyagi, Karate Kid for sure. What's up, DDT?
And before that, of course, he was Arnold on Happy Days.
Yep, he was. He was. Yeah, 2 seasons on Netflix.
Here's some trivia. You know the original name of Arnold's was only on the first episode on the pilot. Arthur's.
No, I don't. Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Then they changed it.
They're always changing everything.
Well, see, that's the things I remember because I'm old. I'm looking forward to Saturday. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, that's right, everyone. If you guys didn't know, Saturday. If you're born in the 80s, you got to be here Saturday because Saturday it's an all 80s show. We're gonna even have a 80s themed quiz at one point. So make sure you get your Aquanet ready for you females and some guys if you want to use Aquanet.
For all the hair rockers, or lack of hair rockers now.
Yeah, probably is a lot of lack of hair rockers now. And go ahead.
What's funny is they all want to be each other's bands, and and you gotta be careful if you ever go see some of these bands like in the clubs, or whatever. There's like 2 LA Guns, there's 2 Queensryches, there's a couple of Warrants out there on the road. Check your roster before you go in.
Yeah,
it's who has the right to the name.
Yeah. So that should be a lot of fun on Saturday.
But if you were born in the 80s, you wouldn't remember the 80s.
Well, I was born in 80, so
see, I was born in 61, so I hit the 80s full on running when the MTV came out.
No, but I do remember as a kid I watched. So I didn't have cable until I was like a teenager though. So.
Okay. So you missed the great MTV years.
Well, no, the 90s were good MTV years too because it started to hit its stride. We had Kennedy, Downtown Julie Brown. Not the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. We're still all about music.
Early 90s had the greatest show ever on MTV. Yo, MTV Raps.
Goddamn right.
That
Absolutely.
And the second greatest once Ricky Ratman got on there was Headbangers Ball.
That's what I was just about to say. That was another one. I love Headbangers Ball too.
Curry and his perfect hair, Because once Ricky Ratman got on, he actually knew all those bands that are on the show. Because he ran a club in Los Angeles called the Cat House.
Shouldn't she be born in the 50s and 60s to answer 80s questions?
I was born in 61.
Well, we'll find out who wins in the 80s quiz, won't we, May? We're gonna figure it out. Maybe, hey, for all we know, freaking Power Wagon. I'm sorry. Extortion Watchers here will do all kinds of he'll study for the whole week and beat us all. He's not even 30.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things I know from the 50s, and I wasn't born then, but it carried up. But with my love of music, the way I have, it all carries forward. So it's like when you discovered bands like the Stones, you went back and got their influences.
Exactly. So are you going to participate in the 80s trivia, Extortion Watchers?
Probably not. I'm not from the 80s. I don't know nothing about the 80s.
you can still like research and do a little bit. Go like watch like a. There's all kinds of stuff on YouTube you can watch for 80s related.
Yeah.
And if any of the ladies who are going to be on were a real Madonna bee, I mean, they dressed up the whole bit. I want to see a picture.
To Saturday, we'll shoot for. Let's shoot for 1:30 Pacific Standard Time.
Okay, 2:30 Mountain. Okay.
Oh, I've got the 80s version of Trivial Pursuit.
Oh, you know what? You know what? That's what we'll do. We'll have you come on and you'll do that, and I'll even get involved in the answers. I probably won't win because again, I was born in '80. But hey, I'll give it my best shot.
Well, I kind of have the advantage because I've been playing that game since the 80s. So.
Well, then you can't answer the questions.
I don't know them all though. That's kind of the nature of it because there's 6 questions on each card. Odds are you haven't really seen them all.
The thing about the 80s is 1980 itself pretty much sucked.
Yeah.
Had a couple of great moments. It had the miracle on thing. Well,
I resemble that remark because I was born in '80. So you're saying I suck? That's not cool, Sean. That's not cool.
We had 53 people spending 444 days in Tehran at the Iranian hotel.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't into 81.
Oh, I remember that. And they got released on the day our president got elected, right?
They weren't messing with Reagan. They said, screw this. He will launch. That may have been a backroom deal. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to hold everything against Carter. I just felt like he was just kind of lost.
Pussy.
Yeah, they tried once to go in, but they never tried again. You know, had the Afghan war with the Russians. We skipped the Olympics in Moscow for fear of security. And Mount St. Helens blew up.
Yep. All right, guys. So I have another question to pose to everyone. Now, I was thinking, instead of doing just like a video on the We the People Sound Off, I was thinking of switching it to a live format. That way, it gives everyone I think it'll be a lot more fun if we did it a live format. But I want to leave it up to you guys. You guys want to keep it the format as sat, or you want to change it to a live format? What do you think?
Well, who's the next one we do it on?
Abrams.
Oh dear Lord! We have to call the censors in.
Yeah, that's true.
You better put it on a 7-second delay.
So it's gonna be Josh, and he'll be the first one. I'm thinking about switching it to a live format. I mean, I'm still gonna collect people's comments and put together a little montage of them. But I was thinking to give people who maybe didn't comment a chance to come on live and voice their opinions on him as well.
Give it 2 hours.
So what do you think? Does that sound like a good? What do you think, Source and Watcher? Is that a good idea or nah? Keep it the format it's at.
What do you mean by format, though? Like, I mean, like, you're talking about the videos you post, doing them live instead?
Well, doing the video, I do like, the We the People Sound Off, like how I did Omaha Cop Block or Anselmo, where I show you guys' comments.
Oh, yeah.
Either doing it as a normal video, just stagnant video, or to instead reveal them on a live show.
Well,
and give people more.
Cool. Yeah.
Huh?
The live is pretty cool. I like that idea.
All right, so we got one for the live. What do you think, No Name? Live or keep doing it the way I'm doing it? Well, you haven't seen any of the videos, so
no,
I really a fair question.
Okay. I like the live with the panel. I also like the pre-recorded. I watch it all.
Okay. And Sean, you think you should do it live too? Then?
Yeah. I'll even put my address I live at in case he wants to come visit.
No, not like I guess you could consider it kind of a roast, but it's.
No, I'm saying if he doesn't like what I have to say, he can come tell me.
No, I'm talking about Tim. Tim said it's like a roast, and I'm commenting. Oh. I guess they probably will end up turning into a roast, but that's not like the point is even people that like them to come up and tell
Josh,
people.
The new spokesperson for Playtex 18-hour bras.
But yeah, so what do you guys think? What about you in the comments section? And just listening. What do you guys think? Do you guys want it live or not live? Let me know.
We the leeple. I love we the leap. I said that one picture you have where he's like has his finger to his mouth. He looks like a demented Dr. Evil.
That's why I got it.
I mean, it's like he makes Dr. Evil look nice.
Yeah. Oh, and then like I made it a GIF to where I made it to where the eyes, like one eye will be on one side, then it'll switch. I made a little GIF of it too. I should start using that too. That's pretty
We
funny.
have to find a little mini me for him.
What's up, Nasty Nathaniel? All right, so Pat says live. Mrs. J says live.
I'm all in.
All right, so I guess we'll go live. I guess we can do it live. So I guess
Yeah.
next week we'll start with Josh. No, I figured there's gonna be a lot of comments on Josh because everyone just freaking loves to hate Josh, and then there are people that like Josh. So I'm curious to see if anyone that likes Josh will show up.
Oh, they're being pound on them.
Well,
No,
that's what I'm wondering. Are they gonna?
Only kidding. Unless
Are they
get
not
fired.
going to show up because they think they get? Because even if they just post a comment, I'll post a comment that they like them. There are some people that posted they liked HDCW. I posted those. We had 2 or 3 people that said they liked Anselmo. Can you believe it? Anselmo actually had more people that claimed that they liked him on one of those videos I did than Furry Potato.
Well,
That's
because
weird.
Will kept changing his name and posting.
There we go.
There we go. Because we know as Elmo is Mr. America.
Yeah.
It's like I want to change. Oh, is Glenn moved to Canada yet?
Is who?
Glenn, you know his new thing, right?
No,
If
what's
he's
his new
If
thing?
he's convicted of his reckless driving, he wants
Oh,
to
that's right. He's moving to Canada. That's right. Yeah.
They're like, no, you're
Oh.
They deserve
What I hope he
to give us
does.
Bieber.
What I hope he does, I hope he makes the mistake of renouncing his citizenship before he finds a country that'll take him. That would be fantastic.
He
I
can live at
really
the
hope he
airport
makes
like
that
Tom Hanks
mistake.
did in that movie.
Exactly. I hope he makes that mistake. That'll be
Although
so awesome.
The airport would kick him out too.
Probably.
Because he would start auditing everybody.
He would. You won't let me out. I'm going to audit you.
I pay for those uniforms. You don't pay taxes, you little SOB.
Like, you know how I know you don't pay taxes? You ain't got a job. You know why I don't you got a job? Because you don't have a country.
And you don't have any monetization. I think Diver's right. It's people's money, until everything gets booming again. They're going to stop paying for these YouTube guys.
Yeah.
Like, well,
Yeah.
If why pay? Why send donations to people? Just it's not funny anymore.
Live, but people answering questions should be on camera so you know they're not using Google.
Yeah.
Using Google? What do you mean using Google?
For trivia, as soon as they start talking.
Oh,
you already punched
yeah.
Yeah. Because she could be talking and you could have your smartphone already deciphering the question.
That's true. But yeah, even if they're on camera, they could have it that way too.
The smartphone kind of killed trivia as we know it.
It did. It really did.
Especially 2 a.m. bar trivia. My favorite was always name the 7 castaways, first and last names. Not the actors, the characters.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be so funny if I really hope he. Because who do you think Glenn is stupid enough? I think Glenn is stupid enough to renounce his U.S. citizenship without finding a country. Who else thinks he's that stupid?
I think he's below stupid.
George Waters, what do you think? You think he's that stupid? He would renounce his citizenship before finding another country?
I think I don't even think he's leaving, man.
I doubt it too, but
no country
he's
would
not.
take him.
No, that's what's funny about it. No country would take him.
Well, it's
These
everything
YouTube
Glenn
videos
says
are
is on a
nope.
camera to get money.
Oh, dude, it was so funny the way his lawyer looked at him when he said that. Like, oh, okay.
What? Like one of those little minions. What?
Oh, it was so funny. It had me
She
rolling.
says, I'm resigning my job now. Forget it.
Yeah, exactly, Taze. There is a process, but yeah, and you know what happened? He tried and film it. He probably said, "I need to film so I have records that I renounce my citizenship." Oh, don't worry, they won't let you forget that you renounce your citizenship when you do it. They won't let you forget.
Can you even do that though?
Yeah, you can. You need to have a reason though.
Oh.
There has to be a reason. Usually, normally the people that do it have some sort of political reason behind doing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's hardly a political prisoner.
Yeah. So I mean, no, people have done it. And there are quite a few people that renounced it before they find a country, and they find it very hard to get a country. And then there's a process to try and get it back too. If you renounced it, you can get it back.
Oh,
But
really?
there's a process. There is a process to go through and do that, though.
Oh.
North Korea might take him. I don't know.
They like Rodman over there.
Yeah, that'd be funny if he became all of a sudden he became North Korean.
Well, it's hard to say who's actually in charge over there because they all look the same as far as their presidents have gone. They all wear those bad jackets with the hair.
Yeah, they do. Or maybe China will take him.
Oh,
maybe China.
They might start a war. It's like, that's a bad thing China took from us? No. This is our revenge for the Wuhan flu. We'll give you Glenn. The gift now. Keep on giving.
Right? Man, if he did go to China,
we surrender.
you know what someone should do? Someone should make a pose as a Glenn lover for like few months, go on, say, oh man, your content is great. Build up a rapport with him and say, man, Glenn, I think you should go out and freaking audit China and see if he'd really go. Because as soon as he stepped off that airport and tried his little auditing bullshit, he'd be locked up and we'd be Glenn free for quite a while.
That would be.
I mean, it will be a commitment to get him to trust you, but I think it would be worth it in the long run, and I think it would work.
That'd be deep undercover double agent there.
It would, and I think we should get May to do it. May has a way with words. May would be able to do it. What do you think, May?
I'm sure she'd have sent you a middle finger.
She probably will.
I don't blame
Glenn
her.
is the Oogie Oglethorpe of the auditing community.
I have this nightmare for next year on 9/11, the 20th anniversary, that one of these jack wagons will show up in New York.
Oh, they already have been in New York. Plenty of times.
During 9/11, they actually went there to disrupt.
Man, there are people that are. I've actually seen. There's some people that have audited some of the World Trade Center buildings.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I kid you not.
That
Sites where the bombs blew up. Yeah, they don't give a shit.
That's so disrespectful.
They don't give a shit.
Well, then as you shoot them, say, we don't give a shit. Hi,
yeah.
I had 3 people die in the tower. I don't give a shit.
Yep, essentially.
Down you go.
It doesn't matter. It's my First Amendment right. I can do what I want because this is my First Amendment right. That's
What's
what
my Second Amendment right to kill your First Amendment right?
Oh, so May says, "Oh yeah, all right, guys, you heard it here. May's gonna go deep undercover." Yeah. And you gotta make sure to document it and post a video when it's all done. And he goes to jail and go, "This is how I tricked Glenn to go to China. You're welcome."
Oh, and we could never pay her enough back, you know.
No, we would never. There would be no way to pay her back for that.
Well, then what can we say to ask Elmo next?
Oh yeah, but now see, we'd have to get someone. We'd have to get like, we have to get someone more trustworthy. Maybe
you can't send one without the other. They can't be separated at the whisk.
Oh, here we go. Here's what we can do. We can get Carolina and Fort Worth to say, "Oh man, I love your content. You're so awesome," and get him all feeling himself and say, "Let's go audit China together." And he's like, "I don't know," and she's like, "Oh no, come on, I've already bought a ticket." And we'll get someone that's really good at computers to print up a fake ticket for her, and she can show him that she already bought his ticket, so that way he feels more comfortable. And then he goes, and like, "Oh, don't worry. I guess the planes are filled up. I'm on the one right after you, Anselmo. Don't you worry."
Well, and here's
there
what
you go.
do. You have him like in one of his "fuck the USA" jacket type things if he has one. Get on the plane to China. There is a domestic terrorist right there on the spot.
That would be pretty fucking funny.
We're just start calling they're gonna fly. Let's call the TSA. Yes, we have a jackwagon watch list. He'll be saying, "Oh wow," a lot.
He would. Oh, it'd be so funny. Or what we can do. Or we can find a way to send Josh there. Then he can say, when he comes back, he can tell us all about how the Chinese police treated him like a god in jail because he's Josh Abrams.
Oh, I don't think he'd be coming back.
Probably not.
Well, don't him and Glenn have beef with each other?
Yeah, they do. They do.
So we send them together and let them sort it out.
There we go. Or let China sort it out for him.
Or go to Singapore and be caned.
Oh, that would be so great. Someone would have to tape
We saw that one
that.
where the guy wouldn't wear a mask in Singapore. It's like,
Yeah.
no, that's not going to go well.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the idea. And we got to
Yeah, it's a
PayPal
great
Patty
idea.
somewhere too.
No, I don't think not the memorial, but they're like really close to one of the sites. I mean, it's still, they were too close. I mean, and they even titled it World Trade Center, and it was like it must have been one of the towers. But they wouldn't go inside. Yeah. They wouldn't go inside. They just film outside and look inside and see the police looking at it, obviously watching them because it's the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
They're a little, come on, why wouldn't they be?
You go inside the cameras, you'll have them all introducing themselves real quick. You'll have their name and badge number on your forehead. For sure. So yeah, it's like, I'm not getting too deeply involved in all the protests going on because they're going to go on whether I like it or not. I understand some of it. I think some of the major sports associations have gone too far and bending backwards, but that's their problem.
Yeah.
But on Friday, 9/11, when they nailed it, I thought, you know what? Now you've crossed the line. You could have been nice for one day.
Yeah. Agreed.
So for once, you could have understood that this was bigger than anybody.
Oh, it was. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, because, that's one of those things, next year will be the 20th anniversary. And then I just had this bad feeling after that. They'll only remember like every 5 years. No,
I think it'll be an every year thing. Isn't it a national holiday yet? I thought it was.
No, it's not. They thought about it. It was so close to their Labor Day. They didn't want to have two in a row like that.
I get it. So they don't want us to have the extra day off, but Congress gets the whole summer off. That sounds fair, right?
Well, that's for the good. Like, that's their gift to us, though.
That's their gift to us.
I mean, no Congress. They shut the country down. How can you tell? Things are going good. They shut.
That always kills me. That always kills me when the government says, we can't agree on this, so we're just not going to talk. Like kids.
Well, it is. It's like, yeah.
Essentially, it's ridiculous.
It's like
we're shutting down Congress because we can't agree.
Well, it's like a bunch of It's like there is not one cognizant thought going on in here right now.
Absolutely.
So the guy said
man, it's so funny.
That was the most inane, idiotic comment I've ever heard.
PBR break, Tim? Was that a PBR break you just had there?
Oh, boy.
Hey, you know what, Tim? Tim, don't feel so bad. I mean, at least you don't audit PBR, like buildings.
It audits him.
Coachella's top Cop Watch actually did a Budweiser factory. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, really? What does this got to do with government accountability?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. I mean, I get it. But Budweiser's shitty beer. I would agree with you on that. But I mean,
still. Not Budweiser. It's Stella. Stella owns Bud now.
They bought Anheuser-Busch?
Yes.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
At least a controlling interest.
Damn. That's crazy.
Okay. That was the word. That's why there's two different Stellas on the shelf. There's called Stella Laguerre, which is the 3.2, and Stella Belgium is the 5.0.
I love it. PBR racist.
PBR, oh, man. That is. It only rank. I don't know how that beer got so kitsch and so classic. It can't be any better than the 70s was, and it was bad then. I mean, it does rank above Ham's, Oli.
I've never had Ham. Did you say old E, like Old English?
Olympia. We call it Oli.
Olympia.
Yeah, Old English.
Oh, yeah, that's not that good either.
Old English 800 to 40-ounce bottles.
I love that one. I always liked.
If you drink two of those, you take the weekend off. You're gone.
Yeah, they're great. I just get one and be done for the night. I was
I
lightweight
loved
like
foot
that. I
malt
just get
liquor when
one.
I was coming of age. So you missed out on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I did.
The Bull.
Now I do remember Mad Dog 2020s.
They still make it.
I know.
They make flavors now.
I know.
Like,
what do you think? What do you think of this new hard seltzer water? What the fuck? Who asked for that?
I don't care about that stuff. It's like I
Who
can't
asked for
stand
that? Seriously.
all these microbrews with fruit flavors. Like, leave the beer alone. There's
I just want to know who the hell
flavors now. It's like, come on.
Well, I don't mind. Like, there's always like Malibu coconut rum. I always love that. That was good.
Well, that's an old thing though. It's not part of the new revolution of like strawberry vodka.
That's true. Yeah.
Or even worse, Clamato and Budweiser.
Hey, I agree with this. Randy has a good point. If you ask me, while we're not able to get a paycheck, all the government, U.S. and states, Congresses can't get a paycheck. I bet you they would come together on some sort of payout for us real quick if Miss Pelosi and Mr. Schumer and everyone else who's involved weren't getting paid. They'd be like, okay, here's your check real quick.
Well, they can't. This is the one thing they can't yell at Trump for. He donates his salary.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's true.
It's a tax write-off. If we ever actually get to see his taxes, we would know. But it's going to get uglier. This is, like I said, the most fascinating year. And I don't remember 68 too much. I remember my parents talking about it when I was a kid. But I've studied it since then and watched all the films and talked to people who were there and lived through it. 68 was divisive. We had a legitimate three-way race for president. Because George Wallace basically took votes from both sides. And Nixon didn't have a majority. Nixon just had the majority of the three. He didn't have 50%, though.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So without Wallace, then Nixon may not have won?
Probably did better, yeah. Nixon would have done better because Humphrey was northern liberal, and they don't like that, even down to southern liberals. Remember, the South used to be Democrat.
Trump will sign an executive order just to bring it to court. Maybe. Speaking from experience, keto diet has ruined drinking.
Who?
The keto diet.
What is keto?
The keto diet is you're basically starving your body. What happens is you don't eat,
I did that
and then
Crohn's last year.
Yeah, you end up it gets your body into like metabolizing mode, and it just keeps going, and it's dangerous. You're not supposed to do it for more than a year.
Yeah, that's what I did for Crohn's.
You
just don't eat.
The premise there is that you severely limit your carbohydrate intake, and you eat mostly fats and proteins, and you put your body into ketosis. So you start dumping stuff. It's really horrible for you.
Oh,
yeah.
Crohn's does that for you too.
But you don't have to go that far. I mean, I live on meat and veggies, very few carbs, but I don't limit my carbs to that extent. If you see what I mean.
So it's just basically like the Atkins diet, but starving your body, including eating no carbs, right? Sort of like an extreme Atkins diet.
All the bacon you want, but no rice or pasta or bread or flour or.
Wait, all the bacon I want?
That's right.
Okay, I'm back. Bacon, the candy bar of meat.
Yep.
Well, then we had one called the Miller Lite diet in the 80s. Instead of eating, you just drank Miller Lite.
I don't like Miller Lite either.
Miller Lite's the only light beer I like. As compared to the others.
Actually, I say Natty Light, Ice Light, but it has to be ice cold. It has to be ice cold.
It has to be thrown down the sewer.
Oh, I just pound it. I don't really stop it I don't drink alcohol for flavor. I do it for the effect.
Natty Ice is the one you would use in the beer bong.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you
cheap
wouldn't
shit.
have to taste it. You did not put good beer in the beer
exactly.
bong. You just use the $3 12-pack. It was back in the 80s, of course.
Yeah. Can have a vodka water, then they add flavor stuff to it. Yep.
Nobody knows what's in it.
Yeah, keto diet, Randy's right. The keto diet is very, very dangerous. from what I heard studies is you don't want to do it for more than a year because your body, you can ruin your body. It'll stay like that. I mean, it's really dangerous.
All these diets come out. I want to see who developed them, and I want to see their level of education and accreditation. If it's not a doctor of nutrition, I don't want to hear about it.
Well, wasn't Atkins a doctor of nutrition?
Wasn't he killed by his wife or something?
Was he?
One of them was. One of the Scarsdale. The Scarsdale, I think he was killed by his wife.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
wow,
that's big for they're all big for a while. Remember, Oprah lost all that weight in the 80s, but that's because she's drinking that liquid stuff and she's basically starving herself.
Like the South Bend diet was really big for a while too, wasn't it?
That was
South
I'm not
something.
sure of.
Like South Bend or South something diet. That was huge for a while.
Well, then of course you can't diet. You don't consent to anything.
The audit diet.
Well, but this was the argument how with soft sits. You can't go to McDonald's. Why? Because they don't have a travel through lane.
Yeah, whiskey is another thing though.
Oh,
so you don't drink beer, but you have whiskey. There you go.
Whiskey good. If it's good whiskey.
I'm off for rum.
Not 151 though, right?
No. Captain Morgan, baby.
You start pounding 151, you've given up on a week.
Yeah.
You said, I just don't care anymore, man.
I give up.
I don't care anymore. I'm just going to get drunk and pass out.
I hurt worse from the mixers than I do from the alcohol. So I drink Sky and water or Sky tea.
Yeah, you want to stay off the Coke as your mixer because the sugar and the carbonation will rush it.
Oh, yeah. Well, even I don't do lots of fruit juice either, so I can't mix it that way. Sometimes I add a little bit of honey with my tea.
I take Lipitor, so I can't drink anything with grapefruit juice. I can't have Greyhounds anymore.
Yeah, everybody knows not to take grapefruit juice when you're doing antibiotics also, right?
Oh, I didn't know, but I've been on Lipitor.
I didn't know that.
Years, so.
What does it do?
Really bad things, I understand. It's like the one thing you can mix with Lipitor that makes it go like Pop Rocks and Coke.
Oh, geez. Yeah. That was a freaking myth, Pop Tarts. It pops, but it won't kill you.
Pop Rock, it would explode. You would see fizzing and everything.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
Well, if it's not in your body, it's not bad. But every time I've got a prescription, it said, and it's like big letters: "Do not eat grapefruit." Okay.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
The premise there is that the grapefruit juice works like a catalyst and makes the medicine go too fast into your system. Mm-hmm. So you're not getting it at the dosage level you're expecting or the duration.
Ah, okay.
They had to cut my meds down because my blood pressure was down below 100.
Oh, wow.
So they said, okay, you can't we're going to cut these in half now. They've done their desired effect. Okay.
Oh, hey, and we were talking about diets. I've tried almost every kind of diet in the world. The one that really works for me is Feingold, which has been around since the 70s. And the whole
heard of that
diet is I don't need to eat petroleum. Petroleum, like gasoline.
Okay.
And I put a link in StreamYards on the private chat if you want to share it so other people can go look. It got rid of the stubborn 40 pounds I couldn't get rid of after having a baby for 2 years.
I think before we had a proper diagnosis of Crohn's, and they diagnosed everything but it was like closing my throat up too, because it was like making my body just freak. I could hardly eat a lot of food. I lost probably over 80 pounds from it. Now I've gained half of that back, but they're actually pleased that I have. But yeah, it was pretty much no matter what you ate, it's coming right back at you.
Yeah, Tim, I agree with you. Anything that has to, that's what kills me about, you see those new commercials for new prescriptions, and they're playing all the happy music. Everyone's so happy.
You might kill
you
yourself.
hear, I know, here's some of the side effects. You might get gas, you might get headaches, and there's a possibility of death. But they're still so happy, and then happy music is playing, but you could die from taking this medicine.
Well, when Zoloft first came along, and I'm on that for anxiety, it took, till I was 50 for somebody figured that part of me out, and bless them for doing it. but the original Zolofts would say, suicidal thoughts might happen. I said, this is an antidepressant.
Yeah, right.
And my
So you're
daughter has
saying,
my daughter has ADHD, and they tried everything when she was little. They're like trying different trial drugs to see if they can find the right mixture to get her focused. So they tried Zoloft on her, and that was a mistake. She spent one night just screaming her head off, and she's like, "Yeah." She's red faced. We called the doctor. What do you do? Said, "Is she hitting herself? No. Do you think she's going to hurt herself? No. Put her to bed. Just let it wear off, and then start over tomorrow." So at this point, there's nothing you can do.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. When you've got a condition like that, and she manages it perfectly. Now she knows exactly how much medication she needs. She's out of the house. So, although she's here right now during the COVID, I've got the whole family here.
That's good.
Well, it's not good. I'm trying to get divorced.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Everybody's life's on hold this year, but
it really is.
At least we're eating and we're fine, But she takes her meds and she knows exactly what She doesn't take them on weekends. I can know it's different.
What's up, Tim?
Beer trivia. Useless beer.
Hi.
Hi, Raj. I reckon that was rerun. That was rerun.
Actually, that was 70s show.
Yeah, but I remember that show. Hi.
Hi, Dwayne.
Dwayne, rerunning Raj.
I tell you what, if you want to do 70s challenge.
Oh, I'm good there too.
I'm up for it.
I don't know anything about 70s, so I'm not going to go there.
Name the Sweat Hogs.
Yeah, don't even know about that one either.
The only thing Ken knows about 70s is that 7
Vinny Barbarito, Boom Boom Washington, Arnold Horshack, and Juan Epstein, the Puerto Rican Jew.
Yeah, nope, nothing about any of that.
And he had an excuse every day that was signed by him, said, signed Epstein's mother.
I'm really surprised John Travolta got another role after that.
And
oh my
Vinny
God!
Barbarino was played by John Travolta. That was his first starring gig.
That's what got him his role and other stuff.
Yeah, he wasn't in Carrie very long, but talks about him being in Carrie, but I don't even really remember.
Yeah, he was Nancy Allen's boyfriend, and he was probably maybe in the movie 10 minutes. He helped set up the pig blood scene, and that's about it.
Carrie's one of the better of the King movies as far as staying to the book. A lot of them, like The Shining, didn't stay true to the book. The TV series did.
Hey, Kenny, I gotta go, but it was nice being on here today.
All right, man. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for showing up.
Hey, Extortion, you have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Later, guys.
I hope I didn't drive you off, Extortion. I'm sorry.
No, I just got a phone call from a friend. He needs to speak to me, so.
Hope everything's okay.
Yep. All right. Have a good one, guys.
Right.
You too.
I guess I broke a rule. My comment got deleted.
What happened?
I typed in Feingold space.
Oh, yeah. You can't put in websites. They won't let you put in URLs unless you're a mod.
URL. I spelled it out separately with spaces, but it still caught it.
Oh,
I
wow.
gave it in private chat though, if you want to share it so other people can look at it. The Feingold diet clears up all kinds of stuff: eczema, migraines, ADHD. You would be amazed the things that moms say their kids get better and they get better. And I mean, my headaches went away, my craziness went away. When I go off list, I just lose my mind. And it encompasses your cosmetics also. You don't realize how toxic your cosmetics are, how many chemicals.
Well, that's why I stopped doing eyeliner, and the mascara was killing me. Hey, guys in the 80s wore that too, remember?
Hey,
I went out
in the
looking
90s,
like that
hairbands.
in the 80s.
In the 90s too, goths.
Well, that stopped real quick. The goths. Oh man, the goths.
I just said I want to be a vampire. We didn't know goth from nothing then. We were just vampires.
I knew people who were such dead stone Cure and Susie and the Banshee fans. All they did was wear black. Was like, you need to go out and look at the sun once in a while. really, it'll be good for you.
Oh, well, no, actually, my powder was actually a lighter shade so that I could look lighter.
Yeah, we're just like them. Say, yeah, except you don't have any discernible talent.
Yeah.
It's like some of these kids, like, actually considered like the Cure, just pure rubbish.
Well, I give my
that.
daughter a bad time, and because she's my daughter, she's 22. I think she can handle So you're going to grow up, so you're going to realize that everything that you ever listened to on the radio when you were growing up sucked. Said 50. You won't have something that's 50 years old that you're going to look back on and go, yeah.
Oh, I gave up music in about 1990. There's very much that's younger than that.
The 90s had the grunge. I mean, so when I first heard "Smells Like Teen Spirit," I thought, there's another revolution going off because that was different.
Soundgarden and
first Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
When I first heard it live, I thought, oh, this is a great. That band was already good.
Yeah. Grunge was the last genre of music that can be defined. Everything else is just pop now.
Really, that's true. I mean,
that's an interesting thought.
It is, because or the last time somebody tried to co-op a music and give it a name.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, because
now,
like Neil Young said, I dress like that because I dress like that. They made it a fashion statement.
Yep.
Everybody's going to Macy's and buy your shorts.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Tim.
I was going to say, dare I say that rap at this point is more poetry than music?
I think rap outside of his main audience is irrelevant at this point.
No, that's not.
That was the original rapper.
But they don't have stars like they had before. I mean, LL Cool
J, they do. They still have stars. They still have stars.
Who?
Yeah.
Flow Rider is huge. Flow Rider is huge.
Do you think do you think Flow Rider is a rapper or hip hop?
I'm not answering that question. So
I don't think there's been. I think the last great rap was Public Enemy.
Oh hell no! Wait,
first NWA, which just scared white America to their core.
DMX is huge
because they meant it. These war gangsters, and they meant it.
No, we got
shit out of.
You got DMX. DMX is huge.
Yep.
Ja Rule. There's quite a few rappers.
He was a long time ago. I mean,
2000 to 2000. That was like 2000.
But Ja Rule compared to Public Enemy, come on.
No, I agree. Comparing him to Public Enemy is different, but I'm just saying, like, you said like the last one was in the 90s. That's not true.
No, I'm saying the last megastar that crosses lines and everybody knows who they are outside the rap community.
Flow Rider.
Flow Rider's not a rapper.
To kids, he is. So okay. I'm gonna go with Flow Rider.
I'm gonna go hip hop, which is not a bad thing either. I mean, obviously the original people, the Grandmaster Flash, of course.
Oh God,
Curtis Blow, Run DMC, Sugar Hill Gang, and others like that.
Run DMC was completely hip hop.
Well,
any early rap is considered hip hop now.
Yeah.
Like the first actual rap was probably NWA. Everything else is just you. Look at Will Smith. Will Smith is considered rap.
Ice-T was rap.
Yeah, Ice-T was rap for sure.
Yeah, but Ice-T was in your face. This is not a dance song.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there was others that we didn't hear.
I gotta get a word in here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go for it.
Adam Ant and Blondie were rappers.
There
were other rappers out there.
Rapture only had one quality.
I wouldn't put Blondie as a rapper, because if you put Blondie as a rapper, then you're gonna have to try and put the Charlie Daniels band as a rapper too, and I don't consider them rappers at all.
Kenny, you know what? Blondie did
eating guitars,
Blondie.
I'll give you somebody who is not a rapper, but his music was that way all the time. Tom Waits.
But Blondie,
let's not go back to rap.
They actually, the band itself, they're the ones who brought rap into the mainstream.
Well, that one song did, but it
no, they didn't.
Well, I think Sugar Hill Gang had already come along.
Yeah,
before that came
yeah,
out.
they were in the 70s.
I agree.
Well, Rapture was 1980.
Blondie brought rap to the suburbs.
Yeah. She was in New York, and like I said, if you watch the video, and the fact that since Fab Five Freddy, who was a fixture there, and later we saw him on Yo MTV Raps, but he'd been around there forever. He was like in the original original MCs of Brooklyn.
Okay, let's put it this way: any band that has one song that sounds rap, a rapper does not make. You have to have a whole album dedicated to rapping. One song is not going to cut you as a rapper.
Had one rap in the song, and
that's what I'm saying.
Bones,
You just cannot, just because they have one song does not make them a rapper. That just means they saw the trend, they hopped on the trend, and that's what that was. That does not make them a rapper.
Oh,
now if they dedicate a whole album or whole career to it, then you can talk about they're a rapper.
You know where Sugar Hill Gang got the rhythm for Rapper's Delight?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah. That was Good Times by Chic.
Oh, yeah.
Which is also the same place Queen got Another One Bites the Dust with the blessings of Nile Rodgers, and you could have that riff.
Yep.
No, actually Brian Deacon was the bass player for Queen.
John Deacon was the bass player for Queen, but Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards were in Chic.
Exactly.
Good Times was 1979. I graduated high school, and Good Times was #1 in the country when I graduated. The next year was Another One Bites the Dust.
Yeah.
I will not kneel before you, but I bow my head.
Hey, it's like
now.
Okay, but back then we had top 40 radio though. I mean, I used to get KFI from Los Angeles at night out in the desert in Nevada, and we would hear all this. It was disco and pop and soul all on the same station.
They still have like a top 40 kind of thing. Like on Sundays, like what's his face does like a top 100 or something like that. Like I can't remember the dude's name.
The days of the music mixing as normal, as like Aretha Franklin, followed by the Rolling Stones, followed by say the Fifth Dimension, and some Motown, and some more rock and roll. That doesn't happen. You don't have mixed.
You want to know why? You want to know why? Because everything's trying to be pop. Everything's trying to be pop now.
No, but rap segregated radio. Because they couldn't play it. You couldn't play half of it on the radio.
Well, you could. Well, depends. Yeah, well, there's some of it, but now, like nowadays, everything is
because of like the FCC rules, or are you talking about?
You can only say "mofo" so many times in a song on the radio.
Right. So those are actually two different things, in my opinion. To be honest with you.
Go back to George Carlin, 7 words you can't say. 3 of them you can say.
Exactly.
Tits is tits is fine. Shit, piss,
it's like a great line.
Yeah. The other 4 are still verboten. It always will be. Now, you can't say those words.
now back to Stephen King movies that were really good. I actually liked Christine. I thought that was a good one. I liked it.
Okay, that's good enough. As far as adaptations, I mean, this was a long.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't think it was very close, but the movie was
the best
good.
Thing ever done on one of his books. The Stand.
Yeah, like I said, I don't. The Stand. Yeah, I want them to remake it, but I want them to make it like a trilogy movie. And fuck made for TV. They need to do it to where we see. Look at how well they did with it. When they did the remake for it, so fantastic. They did a wonderful job with the remake.
Reboot of The Shining.
Oh, I don't think it was a reboot. Wasn't it it was a sequel, wasn't it? I thought it was a sequel.
The one that was on TV was closer to the book because he didn't use an axe, he used a mallet.
It was the guy from Wings.
Yeah, it was Weber, I think. Or
Weber,
one of the two lead actors on Wings, yes, you're right. Yeah, but they stayed true to the book.
Stephen King directed that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Comfort Dog, you made a very good point there. Most radio shows all have a playlist now. And I think that kills radio programming because now
AOR
so now
started that.
So stupid. It's like now you can turn on the radio, listen to it for 2 hours, and you're guaranteed to hear at least one or two songs a few times within that time period. It's ridiculous.
The best radio station in the world that is not that way. You have to have XM radio for. It's called Deep Tracks, and it's like 90% album stuff that's not hits.
Yeah, that's why I always like that. Do you guys ever remember the Jukebox radio channel? Like it was on TV for our Jukebox. It was like MTV, except no music would play unless you pay. You have to pay for it and order it, but they'll just straight up music. So eventually you might end up hearing the same song a bunch, but it's someone who paid for it. So
Well, that's the thing. That's the great thing about YouTube. I mean, you can find like obscure videos, there's somebody out there that you thought that nobody else likes this song, somebody did.
Yeah, exactly.
It. It's like, bless them. You feel vindicated. It's like one more person is as nuts as me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I've always told people, look, it's not your fault that you don't know the song. Nobody played it for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I love. Yeah, I think that's why I like YouTube too, because you can really. I've discovered a lot of new music on YouTube alone that I would have never known about. I mean, I've got my the metal bands I like. I've learned 90% of them from YouTube,
such as
off of recommendations. I like Kitty. Kitty's awesome. Who else? I like. Oh shit. What's the band's name? It's like at the tip of my tongue.
Sabbath.
Well, yeah, they're awesome too.
First 5 albums.
Okay, just want to make sure you threw them in there.
Black Sabbath were the only bands that had two different lead singers that were both good bands. Because Dio was great.
What about Rainbow? Not Rainbow.
Rainbow had a bunch of lead singers in it.
Deep Purple.
Purple is Gillan's back. Purple is like 3/5 original. Still.
Yeah.
Because obviously Blackmore's not coming back. They can't stand him. But yeah, I mean, John Lord passed away 2 years ago. They have a new organist, but same bass player, same drummer.
So another good band I like is Straight Line Stitch.
John Lord passed away a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Oh wow!
That was the monster of all hard rock organ. I mean, the key to Smoke on the Water is not the guitar riff; it's John Lord.
Yeah,
because he would play the riff with Roger Glover on bass, and a lot of those heavy.
Well, also Richie Blackmore, he was basically playing like a riff guitar with a distorted organ.
Well, like Iommi. Iommi's not so much a lead guitar player as he's a riff. Same with Angus Young of AC/DC, and that style of guitar has gone away now. You could hear a riff, like you heard the first riff on Highway to Hell, and you know what it was.
So another good metal band I really like is Straight Line Stitch. I don't think you guys have heard of them, but they're really good.
Bands to me. You got to remember, I'm 59. My metal stopped with Iron
Maiden. Listen to some Straight Line Stitch. The band Kitty is spelled Kittie. These are all bands that are fronted by females, and they are fan-flippin-tastic.
Oh, I don't mind.
Fan-flippin-tastic. They are so great.
By females.
I remember the original female rock.
Well, no, it's just because when you hear Straight Line Stitch on certain parts of Kitty, you won't tell that that's the female singing. That's the reason I pointed out.
They're a female band. I'm sorry.
Here's one for you. Go back to the 80s and look up a band called Girl School.
Oh, I don't think I've seen.
They were all female, and they were friends with Motorhead. In fact, they did a record with Motorhead one time.
Rest in peace, Lemmy.
Well, rest in peace, Motorhead. They're all gone. The original band's all gone. Yeah,
that was a good band. That was a great band.
It was a great band when they had Fast Eddie Clark. Yeah. The original band, I thought it was just Motorhead redoing the first Motorhead's albums.
Oh, Comfort Doll, Ginger is awesome. I love Ginger. Ginger is great, by the way. I do like Ginger.
Okay, who's Ginger?
It's another band, metal band.
See, for me, right? I remember the entire British new wave of heavy metal thing. Like I love Saxon. Saxon was a great band. I still love Bluish the Cult.
Oh, yes.
They just did a show at a big drive-in in New Hampshire, and they brought somebody put it out on YouTube the next week. It was a full show. Everybody sat in their cars and honked instead of applauding. But it was
Nice.
an hour 40-minute show.
Blue Oyster Cult.
Nice.
And they have a new album coming out. It's like it's still Buck and it's Eric Bloom and Buck Dharma, but the other guys in the band have been there 10 years at least, all of them. So it's Blue Oyster Cult as we know them because Alan Lanier, of course, passed away some years ago. Joe Bouchard gets along with them. He said the reason he left BOC was he wanted to play guitar. And who's going to tell Buck Dharma he can't be the lead guitarist? The only one that can't get along with is Albert Bouchard. He ain't coming back.
Wow.
All right, guys, this is fun, but I'm gonna have to cut this one short. My phone's getting ready to die, and I don't want it to just cut out on everyone.
Okay, Mrs. J, I've heard that story before.
All right.
Plug your phone in.
I'm not near a plug right now, so.
Let me guess, Kenny. You have an iPhone, don't you?
Hell no.
See, I've got one of
why
those.
the hell is your battery so low?
I have a.
You're just ditching us, and you know it.
I got a plugless charger. I just lay it on there. It charges while I talk. So.
Sorry, guys. Holly Berry's waiting for me. I kid. She's not.
Oh, I wish. Oh,
I know. Me too.
I know you know.
I don't know if you saw this. I think Comfort Doll may have posted this. Diana Rigg passed away the other day.
Yeah.
And if you grew up when we did, or you watched the reruns of the original Avengers,
Yep.
that
Kenny,
was the
you
hottest
probably don't
woman on
remember that,
television.
do you?
Nobody compares.
I don't what?
She was the hottest
Kenny,
woman on
you
television.
don't remember that, do you?
No, I've seen reruns of the Avengers. I have seen reruns.
She was the one always. She was just stunning.
Now I remember when they did a remake of the movie, and I didn't really care for the movie. I thought the movie was kind of shitty.
What was funny is when the Pretenders did a video for "Don't Get Me Wrong," Kristen Hine kind of played the appeal. And he had Patrick McNee with playing exactly Steed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I remember that. Yeah. It was a good song and a great video.
Wrong.
But yeah, Diana Rigg was like,
All right, guys. Sorry, it's like I'm at 18%, so I just want to give everyone a chance to say something last minute. No
And
name,
we
you got
did.
anything last minute to say?
She said, "Get rid of us."
Oh, it was yeah.
Cool. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome to come on anytime.
But she's bringing the questions on Saturday.
That's right.
That's right.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. So
Well,
this is Saturday. What time Saturday?
1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
So that's.
So figure it out for you.
That's 7 a.m. PBR time.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, you're trying to cheat. I'm gonna show
We should have a 4-hour stream of drinking nothing but really bad beer on camera.
No, that's okay.
Because we wouldn't make it through.
No, we wouldn't have an audience.
Well, no. What's that on his phone? Oh, that's Barf.
Hey, Raj. That ain't
Hey, Dwayne.
All right, so Tim, you got any last minute to say, sir?
Actually, I do want to clarify something that I mentioned during your ghost story chat.
You don't like PBR. Understood. Thank you.
No, that's not. No.
Somebody else said it. Yeah. So.
Am I talking through Google Translator again? I don't know. No, but I mixed up my ghost stories that I was talking about.
Okay.
And we can take care of it at a different time, or if you want, I can address my grievances and my not grievances, but my humility in mixing up the two stories.
We can do it next time when we have a little bit more time.
We'll clear time and let you do it.
Yeah, just I don't want it to cut off. I mean, because it's dying fast.
Okay. Okay. You go see.
Thank you, Kenny. Thank you guys very much.
Yeah.
You guys
No
are
problem.
great.
Sean, you got anything last minute? Oh, never mind. All right, no name. You got anything last minute?
Nope. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Everyone have a great day. Power Wagon, thanks for stopping by. Comfort Doll, thank you. Randy, thank you, sir. AG, thanks. May, thank you. Whoever else I missed, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget 80s Friday. We'll have 80s trivia, 80s show. So make sure you stop by and be prepared. And tomorrow I should have another video, so hope you guys stop by. All right, guys, peace.